It is a world of darkness. The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
used to read 2 or 3 of those a day when I was younger. Those are not for teenagers. They should have a.
You must
They
have
need
been
to
a
have a.
reader. I mean, not that they really take that.
There should be ages though. There needs to be. I feel like as a writer and like really engrossed in that community online, like there needs to be a rating system like they do with like games and stuff.
In movies, yeah. I agree.
So hello, we are now live.
Oh.
Yeah, no problem. So we were.
Hi, sorry.
Yeah. So we were apparently just talking about books and ratings.
We're talking about explicit content.
Yeah.
And it all stemmed from Haley having a rant moment.
No. It's a good point. On that topic, I remember I was actually super religious at the time, and I ended up getting an assignment. What was it? I think I got 1984 as a book to read, and I got to one particular steamy section, and I went back to the assistant principal and I said, nope. I said, you're gonna have to give me something else. Sorry, not happening.
Good on you.
I was in 7th grade, and there were curse words in the book that I was reading for the class was reading. And so my mom gave me permission after speaking with a teacher to not be a part of the out loud version of reading it. And I could read it by myself in the hallway, which I look back on it now and I'm thinking, okay, I can see that she was trying to
compromise.
Like my mom was trying to make me feel better. But at the same time, it's basically the same thing. Come on now.
Well, yeah. Well, mine was letting me read Harlequin, at 12.
Which, oh my gosh!
Which I don't think she really realized what was in,
No. Ratings. Ladies and gentlemen, ratings on books. Okay, there you go.
Or sometimes sometimes they just get a little over explicit with what they're describing, and it's not a bad scene at all. Like there was this book when I was in
violence and stuff.
When I was in 7th grade, was it? I think no. Actually, I was in 5th. We read this book. It's called My Brother Sam is Dead, and the whole point behind the book is it's a look at colonial life and what it was like during the initial colonial war. And there's this scene where, and it's told from the point of view of the younger brother, and the older brother goes off to go fight in the war. And so when he comes back, there's this scene in the book where the younger brother is trying to go find his brother's rifle, and his brother was sleeping with it. And they get into this description of him reaching under the bed and what the rifle was like, that everybody in the classroom is just starting going, and they're all just giggling. And of course the teacher's just going along with it. And I'm like, wow, this took a turn.
You're like, is this still what we're talking? We're talking about a gun, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think about Where the Red Fern Grows, where a lot of kids read that.
I did.
And there's that violent scene with the bullies in the field that I still to this day I remember reading that and being
too.
Oh, did that and I read it twice, that section, because I was like, did that really just happen? And I don't remember
that
how old I
disturbed
was.
me the most in high school was Lord of the Flies.
Well, we're living it.
Yeah.
Old Yeller for me. I think everybody had to deal with Old Yeller.
Oh yeah, that was traumatizing.
That was tough.
Hi, Rachel.
Yes,
yeah,
welcome,
hi, Rachel.
Hey. Hello. Sorry
Okay.
for my tardiness. I did not sleep well last night, and I overslept today.
Yeah. You were 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. So,
oh, you know what, Jerome? Today is
XP Day.
December.
Oh, that's right.
Yay!
She froze right after she said today is.
Oh, she did.
Oh.
Okay, she's back.
Okay, yeah.
Today is what? Today is what?
What is it?
It's it. What is it?
Should I roll?
I was quoting Toy Story, but
should I roll?
Actually,
she was saying XP Day. Okay.
Yes, it is XP Day. Do we have any birthdays? I don't think so.
Jesus Christ's birthday we celebrate.
Does he play this game?
If he does,
I
I
was
need in
gonna
on
say
that
a
game.
thing.
Oh, no kidding.
What would that game be like?
I know. He's like, okay, so I came down and I said some things to Kane. Really, dude? Really?
Let me tell you how it really happened.
I know. We're going
What a
meta
munchkin
again,
gamer.
Jesus. Really? Come on.
So 4 points.
Actually, I was about to tell you it's actually Christmas, so I'm going to give
Yeah.
everybody 10.
On top of the
10
course,
per cross?
or just 10?
No, just 10.
Okay.
Fair question.
Okay.
That's even better.
So, why don't we do a brief recap since we are done talking about our childhood traumas and reading?
Oh boy.
All right,
So-
then.
Last game, what were Ben and Trudy up to?
Shenanigans.
Yep.
To no good.
Of course.
Oh shoot! I have to wait. I have to use an accent. I forgot. Okay.
The staff of shenanigans.
You're now from the South, love.
Okay, so Trudy had some things to talk about as far as what preparations she has been doing for the Portland problem. And she told Ben all about that, introduced him to her brand new operative
Mm-hmm.
who's about to go undercover in Portland. And then they went to were they in Medford?
You were in Talent, I think. You were in Talent.
Okay. They went up to Talent to look into the person of interest in Ben's case. And we did a little investigation there. Ben, take it away.
Yeah. So then we went to Talent, which is on the edge of Ashland. Let's see here, because that's where apparently a drug cartel from Mexico was coming in, according to ATF information. Ben heard that from a Detective Rumbus. And so we went there, let's see here, and ultimately found, I think it was 4 Sanguine Tears gang members in a house that was watching over a carniceria across the street, which Israel Guevara was hanging out in. We ended up killing one of the gang members stealthily, but then found out after then talking to Israel, and then Ben determining he wasn't lying, that he was not the one who killed Bridget Laurent, and he is being employed by Julieta Chicote, who is the current leader of the Sanguine Tears, to help her acquire properties in Ashland illegally, apparently to push drugs. And Trudy wiped minds as needed to get rid of that encounter in their heads, and then we left.
Well, not before you disposed of a body.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, I mean,
We
Agaya
left
disposed
that
that
to
somewhere.
Agaya.
Yeah.
She's had more experience doing that.
Yeah.
She's also had more experience not doing that.
Fair example. Okay. That is where we left off. So we're going to pick up. This is actually a couple nights later.
Oh, do you want an update for what we did at the other game too? Since some of y'all were there.
Sure, go ahead. It might tie in here.
Let's see.
I just woke up. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have coffee right now.
Okay, so at the Friday game, the main game, they had a staff meeting with Sophie, and went over basically all of the details that they had for their two big problems, the Portland problem and the Ashland demon stuff. So we wrote down a bunch of things that we have as far as locations and people that we know that are persons of interest in Portland. The plan was to get in contact with Sister Mary. I didn't write her last name down. Mc something, right?
I'm sure I have it somewhere.
The girl who is associated with the Society of Leopold, and basically have her maybe contact the ATF, or otherwise get the ATF hunters some kind of word on people or places that they should hit as far as the spot in Portland.
Yeah. Sister Mary McKenna, by the way.
McKenna.
There you go.
And not to interrupt, just so that Haley can write this down, Ferret redeemed some points. So you have a free reroll, so you can thank Shelley.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Because you guys know how horrible my rolls normally are.
You're in good company. And then as far as the demon stuff, we also decided that we need to ask Sister Mary about a particular
Ward.
ward that she has. So we talked to a friend of ours named Caleb, and he said reluctantly he'll see what he can do about talking to her about that. So anything else topical?
Feel like you got it all.
Yeah,
I think that was it.
I think so.
pretty appropriate. Okay, so we are going to pick up the scene again at Casa de Vampire. So it is yet another regular night, as if it normally is. However, there is some sounds of activity coming from the house, generally the living room at this point. Haley, Trish is the first to wake up. You're getting used to hearing some ambience now in the evening hours when you first wake up. It's way different from when you were on the road. Obviously, the ambience there would be, passing cars, or, somebody knocking on your window or whatever have you. Now you're starting to adjust to. This is actually a little bit slower life than what you're used to, because usually when you would normally have to wake up, it's okay, I need to get out. I need to probably feed. I need to, find some place that's going to be safe again to rest for the day. So your life was very structured. Now it's a little bit more loose now that you've got an actual roof over your head and a bed to sleep in.
Yeah.
And you aren't missing those cramps and pains of sleeping wrong in a car seat.
Yeah. Okay, then with that in mind, we're gonna kind of just and then zero in on. So what is that accent? Hello. Sorry. Sorry. I played my British character last night. And gonna zero in on the sound and figure out, like, do I hear it and understand what it is, or is it just a new kind of set of sounds that I'm not
some of it
necessarily...
some of it seems a little new. It's clear that there's some people walking around, so there may be something going on. but you think you hear Bing Crosby.
All right. Well, with that, just making sure that I look presentable. I'm
Okay.
going to go out and kind of investigate.
Okay.
Who's playing Bing?
So as you open the door, there are there's tinsel and streamers that go all down the hallway,
No.
and some of the pictures have been swapped out to look like snow, snow facades, and making it a little bit more festive. When you look down the hallway out towards the living room, it's clear people are decorating for Christmas.
All right. And do I know who these people are, right? Is it like
It's probably the day shift, which means
Yeah.
some of the ghouls that are on hand, and probably Jesse.
Okay. I'm going to kind of poke my head through the window and be like, "It's a winter wonderland."
And that's where you hear the music playing. Somebody's got Pandora turned on the TV, and they're just letting it shuffle through songs. And you see that Jesse and Jeeves are in the process of putting up the Christmas tree.
Oh, like they're like putting it together.
Yeah.
She's immediately going to come over and be like, "I want to help. Can I put on the star, please?"
Sure. I don't see why that's a problem. And he kind of looks over to Jeeves, and he's like, "No, I don't see why that's an issue. I mean, we're still decorating around the front and back, but I mean, if you want to put it up there right now, you're fine."
No, it has to be the very last thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then we've still got a few more minutes, I think.
Okay. Well, and I will just start helping them put, if it's like, are we putting ornaments or are we like
Yes.
attaching branches to the inner
Oh, no.
pole?
Yeah, they're putting on the dressing. So
Okay, okay.
It's the tinsel, it's some ornaments, it's some lights. They're trying to make it look all beautiful.
Okay. I will assist them in that while at the same time having like little giddy little girl feelings because it's been a very long time since I did a Christmas.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so Ben, you now awake, and you are hearing something similar, and this is also very different for you.
It's singing out there. Man. Yeah,
Oh, also, I'd like to say Trish is 100% singing with every song that comes on Pandora that she knows.
Okay. Which, I mean, it's Christmas carols, so yeah.
Probably a lot of them.
A lot of them, yeah.
How's your
Then,
Spanish?
Feliz Navidad.
there you go.
Feliz on my dog.
I taught my boys that on a side note, and I now wish I never had.
So yeah, Ben goes ahead and he gets himself set up and then heads out into the living room there.
Okay, and you see, the same thing that some of the other folks here have been hard at work during the day, decorating. They're making it look very festive in here.
Wow, Christmas. That's been the tree's fake, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good. All
Isn't
right.
it wonderful though? Wait, is there snow? There's no snow, right? She's gonna go look out the window.
There is a little bit of snow, yes.
There's even snow.
Wow. Night snow.
Yeah, it's
Pretty nice.
particular. It's been getting pretty cold now up in Ashland. There's even a tree skirt around the tree. They're getting everything set up and whatnot.
Good morning, Ben.
Well,
Night.
good
Good night. I don't know. Do you guys say good morning or good night?
Neither, honestly. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Yeah, well, good evening. Yeah, how you doing?
Good. It's Christmas and it's Bing. It's Bing. You can't not be happy with Bing.
Well, I mean, when you listen to those channels on the road all the time, yeah, you can't get away from it.
You say like it's a bad thing.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't celebrated it in years. I haven't had a need. Have you?
Well, like you said, I'm on the road a lot. Well, I was sort of. So I did listen to it all the time, but I did grow up in a Christian household, so we did celebrate it every year.
Oh,
And I had a few talks with album people about Christmas stuff being my first album coming out, and yeah.
all right. Yeah, singing. Yeah. Have you figured out what you're gonna do, by the way, with regard to that at all?
What, the singing thing or the staying thing?
Well, a little both, actually.
Um,
And
I
right
think
as she has that pause, Jesse comes up with small glasses that have got blood in them.
mm,
He says, I got y'all something I figure you might like. This is a Dixie special.
Huh.
what's that
Oh.
mean?
Dixie is a person, a ghoul who runs a blood network through this town and a few other
Oh.
towns.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're familiar with Dixie. She was the
Okay.
person you were supposed to meet before
Yeah.
everything all went sideways.
Went to hell. So everybody started casting fireball. Okay.
It wasn't me.
Damaris was just trying to negotiate.
That's right.
She's very aggressive forms of negotiation. All right, I'll take it. Just be like, thank you so much, Jesse.
Oh,
That's
you're
fun.
welcome. It's a special flavoring, and I'm still getting some more. It's a little tricky because Remus likes beautiful women as his feeding restriction. I think it has something to do with the guy riding his head, but I don't fully know. So I'm trying to work on getting something like that and then getting some spices to it. But I figured this is probably supposed to be festive. So here you go.
Does it taste like eggnog?
Oh no. It tastes like pumpkin spice.
Really? And Ben goes ahead and takes a swig.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
it's clear that whoever the blood was taken from has had enough that you can taste that hint of pumpkin spice in the blood.
That's amazing.
I think this person lived at Starbucks.
Probably, yeah.
Probably right.
They just had they had Starbucks on drip, just
Yeah. Way to go, Jesse. Thanks.
Oh, no problem. I'm going to get some more for the Christmas party in a bit, but I figured since you two was up first, I'd let you taste.
What Christmas party?
The Christmas party that necessitates a Christmas tree.
Wait, this is being set up for a Christmas party, not just because it's Christmas?
Well, that too. Jeeves has like all the plans, and he like quickly ducks out real quick to go try to take care of the stuff. Details are not necessarily his forte.
Look at Ben. Did you know that there was a Christmas party?
And Jeeves comes up and he says, I'm doing this because I figured Mr. Remus seems to be very big on family. And I don't think he's had one. So we're trying to put all this together so that his friends and his adopted family could all have something. So we're going to have gifts, and it doesn't have to be big, but we're going to try and make sure everybody has gifts. And as Jesse has already spoiled the surprise, he kind of shoots him a look. He says, we're going to have some flavored drinks as well, since we know that's something that all of you like. It's obviously going to be a little bit difficult to coordinate with some of that, but we're doing our best efforts, or making our best efforts.
Well, this is wonderful.
Yeah. It's pulling out all the stops. Appreciate it.
To go back to what you had asked, I think right now I'm good to stay. I haven't heard from Jeremy in a little bit, so
Good.
I
Yeah.
think we're good that way. In terms of the singing thing, like I would like to sing. It's like what makes me happy, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a stage thing yet. or if it's just a I enjoy it, so I do it kind of thing.
Well, that makes sense. You got to do what something that keeps you going. I get
Yeah.
that. If you're needing help with any of that stuff, I mean, I know Remus loves to help, and if you haven't noticed yet, he's kind of loaded. So if you needed any help that way to get you going, maybe ask. He's not uptight like a camp prince or anything.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. It's just kind of like I was on the precipice of something. I don't know how big it was going to be, especially knowing the way that the world became. I don't know if I really want to do the spotlight thing again.
Well, it does work. You've seen vampires here that are making it work. I mean, heck, ask them how they do it and what it's like. Isadora?
Yeah.
She's been doing that for decades.
That. Yep. She is definitely a character. Do you think that in that vein, do you think that's really who she is, or do you think that she just puts it on?
Well, if she's putting it on, she's been putting it on for longer than most human beings have been alive. And if that's the case, I think that's who she
Just
wants
who
to
she
be.
is now.
Yeah.
She's just
I mean,
so loud.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know it by talking to her. Good fighter. Don't get in a fight with her.
I kind of got that impression just watching her interaction with people. I had the feeling that like she could seriously wipe the floor with most of us.
Yeah, she's spent time figuring out how all that works, and she knows how it works. Anyway. Great.
How's your investigation stuff going?
Jeez, that's right.
Oh, speaking of which, just as she asked that, you end up getting a text. The beefy.
I can't believe that's your text message sound.
I'm going to change that. Right,
no, keep it. It's adorable and slightly creepy.
So Ben takes a look.
Okay. It is from that new number that you have been in contact with.
Okay.
He identifies himself as Mr. Vidius.
Okay.
And he you've received another text, and it's an address. We have tracked the target down. He is at this address. The primary objective here is, is to try and scare him enough to get him to leave Ashland. We won't regret it if he dies, but that's obviously not the objective.
Respond, understood. Can I get a name and what he looks like?
You end up getting a picture. Looks like it was probably maybe from some sort of social media or something. It's a selfie where, he's trying to make himself, look all tough and whatnot. And the name is Mike Hurst.
All right, respond. Let you know when we're done. Shouldn't be that long.
Excellent. We await your progress report.
Then Ben goes, yeah, so got a little job there and got a couple other things to deal with at the office. You have any plans? You doing anything?
Not really, not today. I can tag along.
You know what? Why not? Have you ever been in a fight? just in case.
I've been on the run for like 30 odd years. I have been in a fight.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. All right. Good. Yeah, I can go ahead and text Lily. Headed to the office. Will I see you there?
She responds with, yes, if you need me.
Cool. You can also help me earn an extra grand.
Sounds good. I want 10%.
Tough bargain, but okay. See you there.
And after she rose, she did her deflection of wooden doom.
Okay.
And she also recast burning blade on her blades in her size
Okay.
over the last couple of nights.
Okay. Make sure that you make those rolls real quick. So
Okay.
that's going to be intelligence and occult.
And so while she's doing that, say, all right, so yeah, you'll get to see where I work. Yeah. You weren't doing anything around here with the tree, were you?
Well, I did want to put on the star, but are they ready for it yet? Are they done?
It's close enough.
Okay. I did want to put on the star, but that's just a kid thing.
Go put on the star.
Okay. I'm just gonna go grab it and
It's
kinda...
this nice like angel with like a skirt that kind of comes over the top of the tree, and it's got LEDs in it, so it's like she's kind of holding out her hands, and when it's lit it looks like she's throwing out sparkles.
Oh,
So it's really pretty.
That's so cute. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna turn. Is the tree tall enough that like I need like Jesse's help to like lift me up there?
Probably. It's pretty big. And so
Okay,
he has no problem. He just takes you by the hips and
just kind of put the
Didn't
thing
you,
on top.
didn't you say you're a diminutive?
Yeah, she's little. She's like 5'2".
oh
Yeah,
you definitely needed help.
Yeah, she's tiny. So she'll do that and put that in place and do all of the
Okay.
pretty things to make it look nice.
And just before you two are obviously getting ready to leave, Jesse turns to you after he lets you down, and they plug in the top so everything lights up. He says, Miss Trish, I was wondering if maybe you might like to accompany me to Burrito Alarm and maybe get something to eat sometime.
Jesse, are you asking me out on a date?
And he kind of looks over at Jeeves, and Jeeves just kind of does like, one of these things like to, urge him on. And he says,
Coaching him?
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to oblige.
That's fantastic. And I know you don't exactly eat the stuff at a Burrito Alarm, so we could always stop by someplace like Antio's later.
We could stop and get a Slurpee, and then we can go to the burrito place. I still enjoy the smells.
Dude, I don't think we sell Slurpees at Anzio's. Is that a menu item I should be adding now?
Yes,
That would be a weird item to add
blood.
to.
So exciting.
Yeah, that would be a weird item to add to an Italian menu. You're all pasta,
Well, it's a specialty menu.
chicken parm, Slurpee.
That's an off-menu item.
Yeah.
It's a blended
hidden menu.
Italian soda.
No, gosh.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Blended
there you
Italian
go.
Soda. Yes.
Good answer. Survey says, ding.
Yeah.
But yes, of course.
Okay. Great. I figure I should probably let you do your business stuff first, and we can arrange that later. Obviously.
All right, sounds good. And she just kind of reach up and kind of pat his shoulder a little bit,
Okay.
and then
so,
look at Ben and be like, "Are we out?"
so he like shivers a second and just has kind of like some wide eyes, just like.
Ben,
Oh,
so
dear.
seeing that, like Ben gives him a wink real quick, like way to go, and then it's like, yeah, all right, let's take off. And he starts heading out.
Okay. So you're going to the office first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Trudy, you have already gone through your normal routine in the morning. morning, and received your updates. Mr. Shreckley is almost ready to go. They have got his car customized at this point. They're just finalizing like some of the last bits of his gear and where he's
It's
going to
like
stay.
bulletproof too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good. Smart. It's raining.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It was slated to rain around noon.
Nice.
Wow, it's 17 minutes early.
It's cloudy here, but no rain yet.
Oh
How
yeah, it's telling me
exciting.
that Windows is telling me it's raining right now. So yay.
Sweet. Sorry. Oh, so I've gone through my morning routine.
Oh yeah. Outside of that, you are free to do whatever. There hasn't been any real updates outside of that so far.
Can I get in a workout?
Absolutely.
Is my sparring partner available?
Oh, she is.
She eager to throw down?
Yeah. She was just in the process of reading some comics. She was going through Invincible right now.
Trudy doesn't know what that is, but
Well,
good
you can
taste.
tell by the design of the book, it's another comic of some kind. So
Right.
that's easy enough. You know she's into that.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'll go knock on her door.
Okay. She says, "Entree."
I'll poke my head in. Oh, you speak French now, huh?
Oh, well, technically,
Parlez-vous français?
she says, I had two really snooty Quebecers that were in my pack at one point, and she wouldn't talk,
Oh.
and they wouldn't talk to anybody unless they spoke French. So yeah, I kind of had to learn some.
Oh, that could be a useful skill. I did not know. Kudos to you, Dumpling.
Well, thank you. It's a little different from regular French, though. But they say it's like a degradation of French. The French don't like the Quebecers all that much,
Ah, well,
and vice versa. So I don't know.
well, I have never been, so I couldn't say. I'll take your word for it.
So what's up? She sets down the omnibus.
Well, I don't have any real plans tonight, so I thought I might get a little training in. Are you interested in a sparring session?
Oh, you mean throwing you around again? Absolutely.
All right.
She says, "Oh," and she holds up her fingers, in like air quotes. She says, "I just got a communiqué électronique," and she says, "We've been invited to a Christmas party."
Who's inviting?
It's at that house with all the vampires.
Oh,
Didn't you buy that
well,
place?
Malcolm and me, yes.
Oh. So it's not just the lodge. You and your
I
BF have
mean,
purchased other things?
technically speaking, that was a Giovanni deal. That wasn't a Malcolm deal.
Are you trying to venture me?
I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. I will just say the nuance is important.
Okay, fine. Okay, so you bought this place with Italian help. So apparently it's going to be there.
That sounds delightful.
Date is pending, but it looks like it's probably going to be in like 2 weeks from what Jesse said.
Well, I will make sure Mr. Cronin puts it on my calendar.
Okay. Wait, you don't think that Tremere is going to be there, do you?
Probably.
I can't just like punch her once.
No. Not unless she's done something that warrants it.
Oh. Okay.
Which she probably won't.
It's like loophole.
Fine. Just
We're all
Gives me the
friends
creeps.
here in Ashland. So
reluctantly.
all right, let's go through
What
an
if
envelope.
what if I got her a Christmas present and when she opened it, it said "Good for one free punch, redeemable immediately"?
That is not much of a present, Dumpling.
Well, that worked in my pack.
I'm so in love with this idea. Please do it.
How would you feel if she gave you a present of the same thing
I've already gotten a present like that before, thanks.
from her?
Not from her. No, I would take that as a welcome invite.
The gift that keeps on giving. The punch.
Well, she doesn't strike me as the kind to subscribe to that sort of sense of humor, but
What about Slugbug? Haymaker Studebaker?
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, it's essentially the same thing, but it's a much harder punch when you see a Studebaker.
Oh, you know what? Let's skip the car games, and I'll just leave it at. I think you ought to give her a chance and play nice.
Okay, how about this? I try to
You know,
play
you both
nice.
are Rob Zombie fans, right?
Don't say that, because I don't want to not like Rob Zombie.
I do believe she is open in a club, and she was trying to get him to perform there for the opening. Now, you wouldn't miss that kind of opportunity just because you don't see eye to eye. All right, I'll let you mull that one over.
How about I act on my best behavior at the Christmas party if you allow me to set up bobbing for apples?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's where we set up.
You don't eat apples.
Huh?
You don't eat apples.
Right. I would find some substitute for human heads. I mean, I'm not going to be,
heads.
Yeah.
I thought you said apples.
Well, right. That's essentially what they are. Basically, you get up in the rafters of like a really big building, you get bungee cord and you attach it to your feet, and then you jump off and you try to hit the bucket with the apples. It's fun.
Why don't you talk that over with the folks at the party?
Okay.
I don't think heads are a good idea though.
Well, I know you're all humane. So yes, I would find a substitute for the heads. Maybe melons or something. Which would be fun because then it becomes a contest to see how long you can keep it in your mouth before throwing up.
You have a strange sense of fun. sometimes. I'm gonna kind of usher her over to the gym.
Okay. So she follows you over to the gym. We could always do Rock'em Sock'em Ghouls.
I don't think treating our ghouls like punching bags is a good look either.
Oh, come on. You've got some of the best. They would kick ass.
I would like them to continue doing that.
Well, right. They probably beat up whoever they got thrown out there.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one.
Fine. And as you guys get out into the gym, you feel her tail wrap around your leg and throw you to the ground.
I'm just gonna
You got to be ready.
sigh, get back up. All right.
So while you guys are working out at this point, throwing around, practicing the punches, and as you have asked, some of the throws and defense against throws from the last time you guys sparred. So Damaris, you have risen for the evening. You can see signs that Dahlia has been around. She's not in right now, but she's probably been probably got up 20 minutes before you or so, off doing Dahlia things.
Okay. Over the last couple of nights, I actually would have spent time scrying. Basically, I'm trying to catch an opportunity potentially where I might find their temple that they go into.
Okay.
In the evenings.
I will let you.
So I know they don't meet every night, but
yes, I will.
I
will let you make a roll for that right now.
Okay.
See if you are successful. You're going to need, given the fact it's basically extended, but to make it a little bit quicker, you're going to need at least 4 successes.
Okay.
Difficulty 8.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna burn a will for an auto.
Okay.
Just get that there.
Sure.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oh, it's cocked. Difficulty 8.
Yes.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 with the auto.
Okay. So just barely.
Just barely. 2 9s and an 8.
You have located a spot that, although you haven't been able to see into it, they seem to frequent. So
Okay.
you are about 70% certain that if this is not a temple, it's at least important.
Okay. Of course, I'll be.
And it looks
taking
like
notes.
it looks like they go to an underpass in Portland. So maybe it's in a utility network somewhere off of one of the underpasses or overpasses, I should say.
Okay. Now, when you say like utility network, like a place to go in to like a utility room type style,
Perhaps, yeah.
well, that'd be an ideal location for. Okay. Utility. And I can't get into that place?
Correct.
Now, when you say I can't get into it, it's like it's got some sort of like
you are
barrier.
prevented from seeing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then I guess when you say that that they frequented a lot, who is they? The Archbishop?
You've seen the Archbishop and his pack. And you when watching it, you've also seen some others go to that location that you don't recognize.
Okay. What about the one Death to Die pack?
What about them?
Do they go in there at all?
You don't see them. You don't see them go in, but you haven't been able to get a good bead on them.
Okay. So further scrying on them to try to find them. Any of the members that I know of and their names, I can't. Nothing
Correct.
comes up.
Nothing comes up.
Interesting. Okay.
Bum bum bum.
Well. Okay. So basically, what I'll honestly like. I mean, that's what I will be doing like the last 2 days is basically trying to draw as many of the faces that I see, what they look like, describing it in my sketchbook and stuff.
Okay.
And then, I guess that's really it. I was working on my, my influence in terms of the construction or industrial industry,
Okay.
and the security. Since I was having a lot of work done on our house,
Mhm.
I wanted to continue that.
Okay. Give me. Well, how are you going about it? Are you
Well,
attempting to schmooze, or are you trying to brute force your way in?
no, I'm not trying to brute force. I mean, you get more with honey versus
Okay.
vinegar.
So
So
then, do you have? You don't have presents, do you?
I do. I have 2 dots in presents.
Oh, nice. So you can actually awe your way in if you'd like.
I will 100% do that.
Okay.
So what do I need to roll for that?
Awe is, I know it's performance.
Performance.
Which I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I got 2 performance.
So I think it's charisma performance. I could be wrong.
I believe it's charisma.
It is, yeah. Charisma and performance, and the difficulty is 7.
Thank you
Okay.
kindly.
I'm gonna burn another will.
Ooh,
That.
keep track of that will. You're down 2 now.
I am. I've got plenty. What's the difficulty?
7.
7. Well, I got a 10, but that doesn't explode because any of the feats in there aren't at 4. So 1.
Okay. So if you're successful again, next game, you can get yourself a point.
Oh no, it'd be 2 with the auto. Sorry.
Oh, 2 with the auto. Okay.
Sorry.
So, give yourself a point of influence then.
Yeah.
It's brand new, so you can't use it for anything just yet. But as of next game, you can.
That's cool. So what would be the title? Like just construction or industrial?
No,
or...
I think it's in. I think that is industrial. Hold on a second.
Okay.
One second. Do. Industry.
Industry. Okay.
Oh, I should have that too. I'll have to buy it. No, wait, I can't buy. We'll talk.
And then what about the security influence?
You'll have to wait on that one. You can only build the one at a time.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So was that it?
Yeah, that's it for me. Other than just reading the book that I was given.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you given him a name yet?
Yeah, it was that was a while ago. It was Talus, I believe.
You named him Talus. Okay.
Yes.
So Talus will let you open him then, and review the whatever he has in his pages.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I'm doing is just reading through it. I don't have anything specific in mind other than more info on demons,
Mhm.
warding if it's in there, stuff like that.
There are some stories of warding, but nothing that would allow you to pull a ward ritual from it.
Right, no, I figured that. I don't figure there's any rituals in this, but more of maybe if there's a mention of a type of ritual. I know which one we're going for, but I'm just looking out, making notes of names
Sure.
of them if they're in there at all.
There are
just for
other
future
there
reference.
are empty pages in here, so if you so desire, you can add your own notes to it. So if there's
okay.
important information you'd like to include, you can.
Is there any information in there about Trial or Beelzebub?
No, there is not.
Okay.
Nothing that you don't already know. There's obviously some basic commentary like you might find in the Bible.
Right.
But nothing that supersedes what your firsthand knowledge has.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, then that should be me then.
Okay.
Unless somebody calls me.
Alrighty. So the three of you arrive at the office. It's an older looking building, 2 stories, separate from separate just off of old downtown Ashland. So it's got this nice view of the now decorated street where they are decorating the buildings. They've got the large tinsel going between the light posts. And if you look up a image of the real Ashland, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They decorate Main Street fairly well. The office front window is lit up. Big bold letters says Pantheon Investigations, and there's one guy in there. Looks like he's keeping himself busy shuffling paperwork.
I take it that would be Jay, the
That would
office
be
manager.
Jay. Yes.
Cool. Head on in. Hey Jay, how's it going?
Oh, hey Ben. Who's the new girl?
Jay, this is Trish. Trish Jay. He runs the place, paperwork, all that jazz here.
Oh, hi. So he extends his hand. My name is Jay Ricada, office manager extraordinaire.
Oh, well, it's very nice to meet you. We'll shake his hand.
Likewise, are you going to be joining Pantheon Investigations, or are you another one of his freelancers, as he seems to prefer to them?
What exactly does freelancer mean, Ben?
Just effectively, you're not officially on the payroll, but you're tagging along. Maybe if you're good enough, I might consider hiring you. It just depends.
I think it is safe to say that I am job shadowing for the day.
Oh, okay. Well, bear no mind to the resemblance to Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's just Ben is far better looking, and he is. I can't convince him to get a mullet.
I think that would be a bad idea.
Not happening, Jay.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm strictly in the no mullet. That was not good when it was popular. It's not good now. It's just nope.
He pulls up a note. He says, "I'm supposed to wait around the office, I guess, when you complete this task that you've been given. I guess there's going to be a money drop off." Somebody said it was all cash. So what do you got going on?
Yeah, exactly. I've been getting this text from, let's see here. Calls himself Mr. Vidius. Apparently needs a person to scare off some sort of abuser, make him leave Ashland. I got a pic of him and everything. I don't know if you've heard of him, heard anything about Mike Hurst?
Let me take a look. So he sits down at the desk and starts typing into the computer, and he says, "Oh, yeah, we got some hits."
What does it say?
Looks like the police have been called a couple times to their house. Nothing apparently is stuck. And there's also a closed record from Child Protective Services.
Yep. Sounds like our guy. Yeah, he's the one we got to make leave, convince him.
Can you open those files?
Not the one from CPS, but I can take a look at the others. And so he pulls it up and he says, DUI and some domestic dispute calls.
But you can't see the one involving the kids?
No, I can't.
Yeah, so we're going to go deal with them. Said 1,000 be coming our way when we get that accomplished.
Oh, we're not becoming like leg breakers, are we?
That's not my goal. I mean, they did say that it wouldn't matter if Mike bit the dust, but that's not my goal, and I didn't tell him I'd do that. I'm just accepting the job here because I think we can make him run.
Well, if anybody deserved it with this guy's rap sheet, he probably does, but no, I get you. All right, well, I'll hang around the office then and keep an eye out for this money or whatever's supposed to be coming in. And right about that point, Lily comes walking in. Hey, nice.
Yeah, Lily had been standing in the doorway,
Yeah,
listening, and she's going to make a comment about the whole mullet thing. I've been trying to get him to wear leather and no shirt for a while, and it hasn't happened. So I don't think the mullet's going to happen.
Wait, like just around town, dressed like some slicker?
With the the black eyeliner and
So Jay's like, so anyways, I think there's some dusting upstairs calling my name.
Oh, yeah. All that being said, Jay, one more question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
The Bridget Laurent case. Who exactly was our client for that one?
We got that from Detective Rhombus. Remember, you were trying to establish cold cases, and that was the first one he gave us.
Got it.
Why? How did that one
Oof.
turn out?
I mean,
she's dead.
Well, we knew that
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Or
Well,
assumed, I should say.
it's not like I got any concrete evidence, but just connecting the dots here. Pretty sure a demon killed her.
A demon.
Yeah, like the one where they
Like-
possess a body and all that stuff.
Right, like The Gate and The Omen and Rosemary's Baby. Demon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that.
Am I putting
Yeah.
that down on the official file?
That's why I wanted to know who the client was. If it was, somebody of our ilk, okay, they could probably accept that answer. But detective, yeah, that's going to be a thing. Okay.
Well, I can keep that pending. I don't think that they were expecting a turnaround anytime soon since it was a cold case.
Right.
And I don't exactly want to put down demon because that's going to be a tough sell.
Yeah, right. All right.
Is-
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out.
Is this guy in the know?
Who, Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually hired by Xandria.
Okay. I was like, we're being very open about this.
That's just giving everything away.
Freaking me out.
Oh dear.
Okay, as you were.
All right. Yeah, unless you two ladies have an idea. Here, let me lay it down. Maybe that's a weird thing to say. A demon killed her. So we're talking about Bridget Laurent. She turns out she was a medium in Medford, but then she disappeared. It was just assumed she was killed. Well, we figured that out because a few nights ago, that newbie, Giovanni clan, Madeline, she can do pretty much the same thing. Talk to ghosts, all that. So she actually talked to the ghost that was still stuck in Bridget Laurent's house and is saying, yeah, looks like this. Guy came to the door, put a few rounds in her, and got rid of the body. Well, then, recently found out that had to actually go to talent. And because there's some drug trafficking going on, we got to deal with that too. Long story short, found the guy who looked like he had killed Bridget, Israel Guevara. But doing stuff that I do, found out that when I asked him if he was the one who killed her, no. He said no, and he wasn't lying. In fact, he's working for this Giulietta Chakotay. She's the new gang leader for the Sanguine Tears here in town. And my thought is that, oh, right, and this demon that we know about goes by a few different names. She can change what she looks like after she possesses a body. Just her full thing. So, what I'm thinking is, this demon is Giulietta Chakotay, the gang leader. She's actually taken on a few different identities around the area. Like she might even have another one up in Portland. Who the heck knows what else here in town or south or whatever. But
So you mean the rumored drug kingpin that's back in town is also a demon?
Well, we think it's the same one.
Yeah, because effectively,
Oh wow.
Israel is able to find property on the down low and help people get that for bad reasons. Found out from him that he was working for this Chakotay, Giulietta Chakotay, to get some property to funnel in drugs, drug money, that sort of thing. So my thought is, she went ahead and went, well, I want him for myself. And he's spending time with this Bridget Laurent because Israel was actually a frequent customer of Bridget's. So I think she went ahead and changed herself to look like him. Went to her house in the middle of a seance, opened the door. Oh, hey, Israel. Bam, bam, bam. Dispose of the body. Changed herself back to whatever, and that way she's got Israel at her beck and call whenever.
So this Israel
Hmm.
Guevaro, and so he sits down real quick and starts typing, in the computer. And he says, "I don't see a record on this guy." So
Yeah,
I'm kind of thinking out loud here, boss, but if he's not hip to working for Miss Chakotay, do you think there's something we might be able to swing over to our favor? I mean, a guy who could find property on the down low would be pretty valuable to your people.
Yeah, I agree.
But would he still be able to do it if he's like not in the position he's in right now?
well, I think that's that's his thing. That's what he does or is capable of doing, and that's why Juliet won him in the first place.
Oh, okay.
But if we did try to do business with this guy, I mean, she was willing to kill people to get his attention so that she could just have him. That's what it seems like anyway.
It sounds like she's got him over a barrel because if he doesn't comply, well, then he goes down for the murder.
Oh,
But no body, no murder.
well, maybe he doesn't know
Just a
that.
missing person.
Yeah, well, she knows where the body is.
I can run this
You make a
by
good point.
Miss Cummings, and see if they have something they can help provide us with while you're doing your thing.
Sure, yeah, whatever you can do. If we can connect a few more dots using her resources, why not?
Okay, yeah. So then while you're doing your thing, I'll go and reach out to her and see if she has more information or some like better ideas. Maybe we can use his services for something and liberate him. I'm sure he'd like to work
Sounds like a
for
plan.
more legit, even though he's not really legit, probably more less murderous employers.
There you go. Yeah, probably, hopefully. Guess we'll see. Let me know what you get.
Yeah, we'll do.
Hey Ben, I've been doing some thinking on another issue of ours.
Yeah.
And she'll wait till he goes to do his thing before she starts talking. Damaris kept running into that wall of not being able to see what the Sabbat were up to.
Right.
What if we were to lure Jeremy back here and tag his car? Do we have any tracking devices?
I don't.
Is there any way we could get a hold of some?
Why do we want Jeremy to come back?
Well, because he is involved with, we think he's involved with the Sabbat up in Portland that we have been assigned to eradicate for the tower.
Oh, dear Lord.
And we need to find certain places that they commune at.
Yeah.
And
Well-
there's a block. Damaris can only see so much. And if they have a block like that, she can't see where they're at. And we need to find certain spots. And if we could put a tracker on the vehicle that Jeremy and his lovely bunch drive, then we can see where they're going.
Makes sense. might be able to pull something off with Detective Rumbus. Have him let us borrow a few gadgets. So I can come up with. Oh, speaking of which, looking at you, Ben's looking at knives. I have a present for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it the leather pants?
No. Close your eyes and hold out your hands.
Only because I trust you.
All
Jay
right.
is waiting on the phone. He's all boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
So Ben reaches into his long coat and pulls out 2 9mm pistols and puts one in each of her hands.
Okay.
All right, open up.
What are these?
Really? You don't know that those are guns?
Well, yeah, I know that they're guns, but why?
So, I know I call you nuts, and I know that's your thing. But I just gotta say, every time you get up and close and personal, I have to save you.
Not every time. It's only
Okay.
when some stupid mask breaks my sigh.
And
And
then,
I had to save you that night.
right, true. However, that was a weird circumstance because it was a mask.
Well, I
But
could shoot Dark Sophie if she tries to get you to neck with her again.
I don't think they're ever going to let you live that down. Like,
Nope.
I've only been around for a short period of time and I already know there's a lot that goes on with that.
And there's a little drip of jealousy when she says those words.
Yeah, Jay kind of peeks up at the comment of necking. He's all,
I don't think you'd like that kind of necking.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I figured you're dexterous, seem to be good with the knives. You can learn how to shoot a gun, and I can even teach you.
Well, somebody's going to have to teach me, or I'm going to end up shooting somebody's foot.
All right. Oh, yeah. One more thing. And he reaches in his pocket and actually pulls out a silencer. Goes, in case you ever need this for, you know,
Oh,
those
yeah,
toys
that
I
will
just gave
work
you.
when we're in the club again.
Does it silence the sound of the bullet or the sound of the firing?
The sound of the firing, I do believe.
Hmm.
And I have some news of my own. I found out I have a new ability.
Really?
Yeah, it seems that I can use rodents and insects to attack people.
Okay. Good to know.
I
How
think
did
it's
you get that ability?
same way I can do the whisper thing. Stony.
Yeah, good old Stony. That's great.
I'm kind of liking the little gifts that he gives me.
Yeah, just be careful with that. We get what he is, right?
hmm
Okay.
But he is true to his word, and
True that.
Wait,
I
are we
get the bonus.
Are we talking about the demon dude?
We're talking about Camille, yes.
Okay. You get though that like his word at the very beginning of everything wasn't worth spit.
No, he is bound to his word.
If you say so.
Well, anyway, you've got that. We've got this. Jay's doing his thing. Let's go scare somebody.
Yeah, I want. I've been kind of anxious to try out my rodent thing.
Okay. So you go to the address. It's a trailer park on the north end of town, kind of as if you're leaving Ashland. And this trailer park has the appearance of almost its own little zip code within Ashland. Like the people that come in here get a rep for living here. You don't hang around. You definitely don't go trick or treating. You know, everybody keeps themselves. It doesn't look savory by any means.
Got it.
It isn't well lit. You know, for every light post that should be working, like 1 out of 3 probably actually works. And that may be by intent. Like some people may have sabotaged it because they want to be in the dark. Who knows? But the opening portion of the mobile home park, it looks like it was probably used for people to just pull in with their like campers and whatnot. So it's just like several rows of open parking spaces. Now people just park here. There are a couple of really old looking mobile homes, single wide, that are here, but they're really, really old and shoddy looking. So they may not even be occupied. But when you just pass those rows, the trailer park starts.
Okay. So then the address is for a particular trailer?
Yes,
then,
it
I
is.
take it?
Yes. So do you pull directly up to the address, or do you stay a little bit back and walk up? What do you do?
Probably want the car as close to us as possible, so we'll actually roll up to the address itself.
Okay. So you come rolling up. There is a car in the driveway. There are lights noticeable on the inside of this double wide. And because it's a mobile home, walking around is not very quiet. So occasionally you hear the reverberation of footsteps walking around on the inside.
Okay.
It's got a nice rock garden out in the front, which isn't all that nice. It's got some weeds popping up, from it, so it could probably be serviced at some point. And it looks like it probably has two ways to get in, like a back and a front. The front is actually on a patio that has been built out, and as it is enclosed as well.
Okay. Does it seem like we'd have relatively easy access to the back and front, or like
Probably,
we have to do
yeah.
something to get
The back is actually in the driveway.
Okay, got it.
I'll take the back.
Good call.
Are we wanting to do shock and awe? Or are you wanting to do this quietly?
Well,
Do
I'm
you
gonna
have a-
have a.
Do you have weapons, Trish?
I have my
She's gonna
fingers.
she's gonna hand her one of the guns that Ben gave her.
One of the pistolas.
Okay. That works. And she'll just take it and kind of like tuck it.
Okay. Now Trish is sporting a gat.
Hey, she knows how to use them. She was raised in Texas.
So the goal here is I'm just gonna try to scare him, and we're gonna see if we can get him to pack up, get in his car, and leave tonight.
Will you be upset if he accidentally gets stabbed?
If he tries to kill anybody, then we got to do what we got to do.
It's a judgment call. Okay.
It's probably better if we don't stab him. I just have this feeling like scaring him.
Well,
the
that would
threat
scare
of
him.
bodily harm is a little bit scarier than actual bodily harm. I heard a psychologist say that once.
I was
So.
never good with counselors.
Yeah, I wonder why. Anyway,
I will take your guys' lead, but unless there is a life or death situation, I'm not pulling the gun.
tell you what, how good are you at driving?
Did you really just ask that question?
Oh, I know he
literally-
wasn't asking me
I
because he
literally
knows.
spent like, yes, I'm very good at driving.
All right, good. Hands you the keys. So just in case we need somebody in the driver's seat, you'll be ready.
Okay. I'll be right. I got you, boss. Pew.
Excellent. All right. Ben goes ahead and heads up to the front door, makes sure that Lily's gotten to the back by then, and then once that happens, knock, knock, knock.
Okay. I'm picturing Trish at that point looking pretty indignant. She's like, you know, they called me DQ, Drift Queen.
I've only spent the last 30 years on the road. It's fine.
She's all, Tokyo Drift, that was my idea.
I taught him that.
All right, so bam, bam, bam. So the door itself, I mean, you've been to mobile homes and whatnot. You know, the door when you knock on it rattles.
Sure.
You know, just because it's, you know, the prefab nature of the home. Then somebody comes walking up to the door. Big guy, probably played, you know, football in high school, whatnot. You know, so pretty rugged looking. It's got a 5 o'clock shadow. You know, probably getting close to growing a beard. Kind of you know, dark brown hair, messed up a bit. Kind of, you know, he stops and looks at you and he's like, "Who are you?"
Needed to speak to Mr. Hurst, Mike Hurst. Is that you?
Kind of looks you over a second. He actually is bigger than you.
Okay.
And so he's like, "That's me. What do you want?"
Mr. Hurst, on behalf of my client, I'm going to have to ask you to pack up your things, whatever you need, get in your car, and get out of Ashland, and then never come back.
So he, yeah, okay. So who's your client?
That's confidential. Point is, you're going to do this, or this will be the worst night of your entire life.
Okay. So give me an intimidation, or give me a manipulation and intimidation check. Difficulty 7.
Okay. Does my does that or
Oh,
does my
enchanting voice, no.
okay. Let's see. Manipulation. Yeah, 1 success.
Okay, so he's taking in what you said, but he's not very moved. Probably because of the height difference.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean anything, but in his mind it does.
Right.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm sorry. Who are you again, kid?
Name's Benjamin.
And that's supposed to mean what to me?
Not really supposed to mean anything. I don't care if you know me or not. I just need you to leave.
Okay, tell you what, how about I give you $10 and you go take the pizza someplace else?
All right. So like the way it's working right now, I take it like he's still in his place, and
Yeah.
then he's got the door. Does he have the door like completely open or like partially open?
It's partially open, and you actually knocked on the door leading into the patio.
Okay. All right. So if I were to like push the door, would that end up hitting him like where he's standing right now as well? Like to push it back?
It would actually, what if you pushed it, it would actually close it though.
Oh, I see. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Ben's gonna just start to walk towards him, even though he's like right there. He's gonna start to walk, try to like into the trailer park, and if Mike resists, he's just gonna push him back.
Okay.
Further into
Why
the
don't
trailer.
you give me a strength and brawl check?
While he's doing that, is there any evidence of like children's toys or evidence of kids living in the home?
On the outside, no, you don't see anything like that.
Okay.
No swing set, no left out big wheel sort of thing, no toys.
Let's see, I'm not gonna use my potence with this. I don't want to.
Well, you still get to add your dice.
Oh, that's right.
You don't have to spend a blood point, but you still get your dice for potence.
That's right. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, we've got 2. Dang, that was terrible. I rolled a lot of ones. So no successes on that, actually.
Okay, so you try to push your way, in and whatnot, and he just shuts the door, and you hear it lock. And you just hear from behind it, "Yeah, get out of here, Cochise."
All right, pal.
And then like walking away.
I want to break the back door open so badly.
Lily, give me a wits and perception check. Difficulty 6. Or wits and alertness, sorry.
Wits and alertness? Oh, I liked perception better. Okay, 6. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
5 successes.
So as you're standing there, you're probably rocking back and forth a little bit on your heels, getting antsy and wanting to, get in there and mix it up. You're flanked by 2 dogs, big golden retriever looking dogs. One is black and one is brown and black. And then like kind of in between them, because they basically kind of walk up and they're growling and looking at the house or the mobile home. And then just out of the corner of your eye, kind of stepping from the shadows, you end up seeing a mountain lion.
Well, hello there.
And they're like hunkered down a little bit, like they're ready. They're ready to. They're not apparently threatened by you. They're watching the house very intently. And the mountain lion just like.
And it's with the dogs.
Yes.
Okay, so she knows this is not normal. Let me see.
If you unfortunately don't have telepathy, you
No,
could,
but I have. Could I use dominate on them?
no. And the reason why is you don't have any way of talking to them.
Gosh, I need to get feral whispers.
Okay, so Ben?
So he's like, "All right, pal, hard way it is," and he's gonna spend a blood for potence, and then just kick the door in.
Okay, so how much is your, what do you have for strength and potence combined?
6.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you guys all hear this loud crash as the door comes flying in and basically goes all the way in through the patio and slams up against the back wall of the patio. Like it's just wrecked and bent. And you hear footsteps running, and the back door opens, Lily. And it opens like he gets ready to jump out, and right then all 3 animals like lunge
At him?
Yes. And then you hear this
Okay.
Christ, and he slams the door real quick.
Okay, so she's going to step to the side to make sure she doesn't get hit. And I want to also activate celerity.
Okay. Well, you don't want to activate celerity if you're not in combat.
No, but it makes her move a little bit faster.
Okay, so spend a blood point and you step off the side.
Okay. Yep.
After kicking that in, do I happen to hear the animals or anything, or I just hear him?
You heard a door slam.
Okay.
And can I whisper to Ben that there's a mountain lion back here?
He's too far away.
Okay.
You
Well,
have-
no, if I use whispers.
Oh, you absolutely could.
Okay, so I'd like to do that. Do I need to roll?
No.
Okay, so she's going to
He's
whisper
within a mile.
to Ben. There's 2 dogs and a mountain lion that just tried to attack him.
Oh, right. The thing.
Basically, there's
What?
a breeze that hits you, and then
Yeah.
you hear her whisper.
Right. Like, oh, right. That's so weird. A mountain lion? Wait, can you hear me too? Whatever. So Ben heads in and then like does a quick scan, looking throughout the mobile home, see what's up.
Okay, so as you were in there, he's got a shotgun and he's like looking around, and he's pointing it at you, and he's like, "What the hell are you, a pet detective?"
What the hell does that mean, pet detective? Look, pal, you really don't want to fire that gun. It will do you literally no good.
You can hear something trying to get in through the back door, like scraping and whatnot.
Hey, Kitty, go around the front door.
Yeah. Look, pal, you're gonna want to put down that gun. I mean, you already saw what I just did. You think that's gonna do anything?
Okay, go ahead and roll for intimidation.
All right.
Again, so it's manipulation, intimidation, difficulty 6.
Okay.
Can I kick in the back door?
Yeah, if you want to try and get past the animals, you absolutely can. I mean, you're taller, height-wise, so.
3 successes.
Okay, and do you have potence?
I do not know, but I can spend another blood point and boost up my strength.
You absolutely can. So if you want to try that and kick the door, you sure go right on ahead.
And I could use my celerity to be a little bit quicker so the kitty cat doesn't accidentally like take a swipe.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you still have celerity at this brief moment.
Okay.
So you at this point it's just your strength if you don't have any potence. 2. Okay, so Ben, what'd you get for successes?
3.
Okay. So he's like looking, he tilts the gun down temporarily. And like he's about ready to say something when you hear the door kind of slam, the back door slam open, and you hear a lot of commotion. Something's coming fast. And that's when you see 3 animals pounce on him. 2 golden retrievers and the mountain lion. And they start like the first hits, they start like jerking him around like he's a rag doll.
So, okay. Can I use
And Trish, you can hear Ben kick down that door. He got in there and you heard like his commotion, and whatever beatdown he's laying down, it sounds like he's a wild animal just tearing into the sky.
Oh my gosh. Bane's an animal.
Yep. All of a sudden Trish turns into JR from wrestling. Oh my God, it's a barn burner.
She's just like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna hang out here. I don't know what's going on in there.
So
do you do anything, Ben?
Yeah, so Ben is he wants to use aura perception to look at these animals. Like, are they something else entirely?
Sure.
Dang it. Okay, no successes again.
Okay. It's probably happening too fast. Like it caught you by surprise. And in the moment you try to stare, you catch Lily like right behind the group. Like she came in like rushing in right after they bolted forward. And in that instance, when you try to scan and pay attention to the finer details, like the mountain lion has a hold of his leg. I mean, there's just blood starting to come out everywhere at this point as they're ripping into him. It lifts him up by his leg and like kind of ragdolls him. Like he flies up, his body clunks into the top of the ceiling. He accidentally gets hit by the ceiling fan, incidentally. So like thwack. And then, he brings it back down and just slams him down to the ground. And as they're, and in stunned, he's like trying to pull himself up to you.
Okay.
Like on his back, you're trying to use his palms and one leg to push himself towards your feet.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead then and spend a blood for celerity.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna see if I can just deck the mountain lion to see if I can make him let go.
Oh no, he's let go.
Oh, he has. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why the guy is trying to pull himself towards you.
Oh, I see.
Like
Okay.
right after that happened, like, you know, with bits and pieces of clothing and whatnot kind of hanging out of their mouth, they're just like, ah.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So then instead of celerity, I then put myself between the guy and the creatures, and I yell at the creatures, "Back off!"
Okay. Well, you
Let's see
can't
what the
speak to
reaction to that
animal,
is.
but you yell at them.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You know, maybe they're maybe they're transformed. You know,
they don't back off, but they don't advance.
Okay.
And at this time, Lily's going to come around and stand beside Ben.
Okay. One of the dogs is keeping an eye on you as you move around in the living room past them, but they're not advancing. It's clear that they want a piece of the abuser.
Okay.
Seems like we're not the only ones that want him gone.
Yeah. Can you tell what they are, if they're actually what they look like?
Sure, I can
And
give
so
it a
at
shot.
this point, Mike is, you know, now that you put yourself in between him, he's like trying to get himself up, and he's like, okay, I get it. I'll go. He's trying to get
that's
himself
right.
up. He's trying to get himself up on one leg to hobble out the broken front door at this point.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to use Auspex.
What level?
2.
Okay.
I want to see what they are.
Our perception. Go ahead.
That's awareness and perception, isn't it?
That's
I didn't pull my book
perception
out.
and empathy.
Thank you.
Oh, empathy. That's right.
I need to take a moment to pull that book out. I should have done that before the game started.
I don't
I
have
think it's
that on this
empathy.
character. I forgot.
I think it's empathy.
Aspects are perception. Player rolls perception plus empathy, difficulty 8.
Yeah. So 1, 2.
Okay. So the dogs, they're dogs. The mountain lion has a bit of a faded aura.
Okay. Other dogs.
So maybe a ghoul.
I would say that the kitty cat is somebody's school.
Do you let Mike hobble out then as you're doing this?
Did he drop his gun and he's hobbling out?
Oh
right
yeah,
now,
he
or
had
does-
no choice. Yeah, I mean he got shaken around like a rag doll 3 different ways.
I'm gonna let him go ahead and leave.
Okay.
It seems like he's scared enough at this point.
Okay. So Trish, after all of that, you now see somebody you don't recognize, presumably the target you guys were coming after, and it looks like rabid animals have gotten into him. He's hobbling out on one leg, trying to use his arm to walk himself around to his car to get the heck out of here.
She initially has like an impulse to go help him, but then like kind of steps back a little bit and is like, I have no idea what just happened. I'm just gonna stay here.
And in
It's
another
kinda like-
instance, he is in his car and wheels are squealing as he pulls out to drive away. And as he's driving away, the other animals, you know, exit out the back.
Good kitty.
All right, I'm gonna kind of like approach the house and kind of like peek my head in a little bit and be
And you
like,
can start
"What?"
seeing that lights are coming on in other trailers nearby as you're outside.
So looking in the doorway and seeing all the
Mhm.
destruction, it's like, right, well, that was a party. I feel like we should leave.
Yeah.
People are starting to wake up. There's like stuff happening. Lights are. We need to go.
Yeah,
That was-
I know what you mean.
Loud.
Let me let me make sure people are okay. And Ben tries to see if there's anybody else in the
Oh, no.
house.
There's
like a
nobody
spouse,
else in here.
kids, or
And in
anything
fact,
like that.
the house itself, there's no, there's nothing here that looks like anybody else lived here other than him. And you see that
I was
there's
gonna ask that.
there's drug paraphernalia in here. given the fact that you're an investigator, this is probably somebody's flop house.
Okay, got it. Can I tell if the sanguine tears had anything to do with this? Any markings or
Oh, no.
notes or anything?
Nothing like that here. I mean, it's entirely possible they supplied him with drugs, but there's no like overt markings or anything like that.
Okay, got it.
You know, I'd love to burn this place down.
Yeah, but then it's going to burn down places nearby. Is that worth it?
No, but they wouldn't be able to use it as a flop house.
Yeah, well, they'll just use another one if this one goes up. Let's take off. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
All right.
I love
Trish
it when
scuttles-
a job works so perfectly.
when a job
Yeah.
comes together.
I want a
Like-
kitty cat now.
Well, let's talk about that in the vehicle as we are driving away, because I would also like to know where those animals came from, because they looked. I mean, the two golden retrievers, it's very strange for them to have attacked anything. Golden retrievers are normally sweet, but let's go. She's
Yeah.
gonna walk back out to the car and
All right,
like
so
get
Trish,
in. And,
Dex and drive.
Hey, okay. Fine.
I'm
What?
gonna drive, okay?
Shush. Alright.
Okay.
What's the success for that?
Difficulty 6.
6. Okay, 1, 2. So 2 for Dex, 2 success for Dex, and then oh dear Lord. Okay, hold on. I only get 1 dice for this one. Come on, you can do it. Oh no, drive is no success.
Okay. So she pulls out, like makes his turn, squeals some tires, and ends up like bumping a mailbox. No damage or anything. It just kind of goes da 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 sort of thing, and then does a Yui and flies out of the mobile home park.
All right.
Ben, you get a text. The beefy.
Keep forgetting the one night. One night I'll change that. All right. He pulls
I'll
the
change
pencil.
it for you.
So it's a text from Mr. Vidius.
What does it say?
He already knows.
The text comes through. It says, "Excellent work. I've received word that the target is speeding away on the freeway at this very moment."
Respond. All in a night's work.
Money will be dropped off at your. The money will be dropped off at your office per the agreement. I did have one other task for you, more designed based upon your vampiric ability, if you're interested. I'd understand if you'd like to renegotiate the fee.
I'm now interested in who you are and why you're doing this. You seem to know more than most.
Okay. He responds, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing."
I know that's a quote from somewhere, but I have no idea. Sounds good though. Huh. So then he goes ahead and he's like, what's the job?
The job is dubbed "Welcoming the Ashland Hillbillies." The commentary says, begins by saying you're probably going to want to bring more help, or if you did this yourself, bring help. He says, "There is a family of Tennessee hillbillies that have recently moved into Ashland. My people have been keeping an eye on them, so they've only been in town for perhaps a week. The reason why you may want to check up on them is they're Bratoviches."
Would Ben know Bratoviches? Would he have
Do
any
you have
idea?
Sabat lore?
Do have 1 point of it.
Okay, give me an intelligence and Sabat lore.
Cool.
Difficulty 7. Davy Jones is all beefy.
Ben also has the Scholar of Sabat merit, which I think normally decreases difficulties for
Oh, yeah.
knowing things.
Yeah, it sure does.
Can I add my dice to him to assist?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
All right. Looks like that bumps
He
it
hasn't
by-
revealed anything as of yet.
Okay, that's true.
Okay. Where's the... Not a lot of dice. Let's see what we can do. And 2 successes.
Oh. You've never met any, but you know that the Bradoviches are basically like a ghoul family in the Sabbat.
Okay. All right.
You don't know the particulars, but you know that's kind of their tie.
Got it. Okay. So then he goes ahead and since Trish is driving, he goes ahead and shows what he's gotten so far on the text to Lily. He's like, you know the Bradoviches are, right? You heard of them?
Yes, I roll.
Yes.
Colt in intelligence?
Do you have Sabbat lore?
Yes.
So you're going to roll intelligence and Sabbat lore.
Oh, okay.
Just as a question of fact, where am I driving?
Yeah. You remember how to get back to the office?
Was that a difficulty 7 or a 6?
Difficulty 7.
So 2.
Okay. You know the same thing. It's basically like a ghoul family to the Sabbat. Usually, they're tied to the Zamisi.
Well, I do know that they're Zamisi ghouls.
Right.
And to answer your question, no, I don't know how to get back to the office. I'm just driving.
Yeah. Good point. And he gives you like, when you see the next thing, make a right, then make a left, and it gives
Sure.
directions.
Okay.
So why are you asking?
Well, according to Mr. Vidius, who may actually be one of us or somebody at least in the know, he's letting us know of these Ashland hillbillies from Tennessee. Looks like Bradoviches. Did the text? Okay.
Was awfully quick. Did you tell him that we finished the job?
No, he knew. He's got people watching or something.
Well, I think I know who the kitty cat belongs to then.
You think it's Mr. Vidius?
Well, why else would the kitty cat be there?
Wait, what do you mean? What do you
And
mean?
how would he know so quickly?
The mountain lion wasn't a mountain lion?
There's a ghoul.
Oh.
Well, why
Yes, you
would he
can
have?
ghoul animals. I have one myself.
Huh.
Why would he have sent us if he already had that going on?
Maybe back up.
Well,
Maybe.
Why do I've been asking questions like that, why people do things. I stopped asking.
Well, I've got to keep asking because that's my job. All right. So,
maybe they were just watchers and they weren't supposed to interfere until somebody else took the first step.
Well, the fact that it didn't attack us really makes me believe that they were instructed not to touch us, only him. Now, the dogs, I don't know. They were dogs. So why they didn't try to attack the cat? Because normally they would try to run off the cat,
So you get another text.
or the cat
Bill.
would attack them.
The beefy. And it says, are you interested?
How much?
Depends. What are you expecting we do about the Bradoviches?
So then a text reply comes through, uncertain. We haven't been able to determine if they have connections to the Sabbat, so they may be independent.
Then is this a reconnaissance job or doing what we just did to Mike?
We'll leave that up to you. They recently won the lottery and have purchased a home, so uprooting them might be very difficult.
So instead of the hillbilly, Beverly Hillbillies, it's the
Yeah, I
Ashland
was about to
Hillbillies.
say what?
It's his name Jeb.
Jebediah.
Right. All right.
So we're just going back to the office then, right?
For now, yeah. Lily,
Yes.
you think we should take this?
How much?
Well, we get to decide. We're getting 1,000 for what we just did. This is going to be
So
more.
what is he wanting us to do? Are we running them out of town because we don't want Sabat here? That's for damn sure. We're trying to deal with them up in Portland. And they could be from Portland. Who knows?
Well, it looks like he first wants us to find out what they're doing here.
So reconnaissance.
Yeah.
$5 grand.
Think
I'm
so,
good
huh?
with that number.
Yes. Because it's going to take more than just us.
How does 5 grand strike you? Send that.
Okay. $5 sounds absolutely perfect. Also, please make sure what sort of business ties that they have to the area. This is, of course, for you and me. They tend to be known for breeding animals.
Noted. Let you know when we come up with something.
Is this like a Tiger King situation?
And as you guys get back to the office, Jay is like holding an envelope and he's like, the damnedest thing just happened. A pigeon delivered an envelope. Do we have like carrier pigeons still? I love you, mother. And he says there's like 1,000 in cash.
A pigeon was
cool.
able to carry $1,000 in wait,
Told
are they
you.
hundreds?
The cat was his.
I mean, that does look like pretty good evidence for that. That does seem weird, but all right, I guess we'll go with that from now on. Don't know why he would have done that, but sure.
It's untraceable.
Well, the money, right? I'm talking about him using the ghouls.
The ghouls, right? Because I was about to say the pigeon itself is really untraceable because then they just go, and you're like, bye, pigeon.
I've got to learn how to talk to animals.
Yeah.
He says, so we got paid. I mean, if that's the case, he's looking at it and he says, in fact, they're all, none of the bills are new.
Old bills. All right. Yeah, I think we've got a wealthy benefactor. Might even be one of us. Calls himself Mr. Vidius. That name ring any bells?
Nope.
All right. We'll have to ask around, but he's got another job for us, and I go ahead and just show him the text threads that he's gotten in.
Okay.
He knows what the details are.
He says, all right. Do you need me to notify Miss Cummings?
Probably be a good idea. I'm going to see about rounding up more of our crew, too. See what we can do about this.
Okay. So Trudy, you end up getting a message from Miss Cummings at this point. She comes as you just finish up your workout with Agaya. And she says, ma'am, we just got a message from Pantheon Investigations that there may be Bradoviches in town. And Agaya's ears like perk up. She's like, what?
Does Trudy know what that means?
Do you have Sabat lore?
Yeah, a little bit.
Go ahead and roll intelligence and Sabat lore.
I bet you anything, Damaris knows who these guys are. Probably knows a little bit more about them than we do.
Yeah,
What'd you get?
undoubtedly. Difficulty?
7.
And that was to Ben.
Yeah.
4? Oh.
Wow.
So your time skirting the lines of politics has yielded some better information, clearly. So you have heard of the Bradoviches. The Bradoviches are what's called a revenant line. They are essentially ghouls, but they're born. They're not given blood. They're basically bred ghouls, and they are they were bred by the Zamisi as a servitude race, but they were largely discarded by the Sabbat for being too vile.
Vile?
Yes.
What are their standards of vileness? What does that mean to a Sabbat?
Yeah.
Well, if it's too vile for the Sabbat, there's probably a problem.
Yeah, what that's
Like Charles Manson level vile?
I mean, I think they would be into that.
At least.
Would I have ever encountered any?
No,
Okay.
not
Then I
directly.
will-
Anyways.
Then I will turn to Agea and say, do you know anything about that?
She says, well, formerly being nomadic, yeah. They were a servitor race to the Zamisi, but the Zamisi kind of let them go, as did most of the Sabbat, because they tend to be frenzy prone.
Frenzy prone. Interesting.
And they're pretty dirty. Occasionally, nomad packs might haven temporarily on the grounds, but they almost never stay.
Wait, what do nomad packs have to do with a revenant family?
Because they're nominally Sabbat. So sometimes the vampires will haven on their property for daylight protection if they've got no other place to go.
So if they've been abandoned, what would they be doing moving in here? They wouldn't be.
She's like, I don't know. I mean, it's new to me.
It definitely bears investigating. I am very curious what these folks are like. I don't suppose you want to take a field trip?
Oh, yeah, I got your back. I wouldn't let you face them all by yourself.
I mean, I don't anticipate facing anybody. Maybe just doing a little reconnaissance. Think they'd
Dress
we
appropriately.
could do a drive-by?
Like shoes you're okay to burn.
Maybe a quick trip to the thrift store is in order.
Okay.
I'm gonna text Damaris
Okay.
and kind of give her a heads up about the revenant ghouls in town.
So at this point, Damaris is still deep in her study and occasionally trying to scry, and then a text. Beep, 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 beep.
She'll glance over, at her phone. It probably has the message displayed briefly before she has to pick it up and do the fingerprint thing.
Sure.
And she'll read it. So it just says what?
It says, just got word, Bradovich ghouls in town.
Now, being former Sabbat, I have heard of those, right? Do I need to make a roll?
No, 100%. You've actually encountered them too.
Yeah.
They are the undesirables of the Sabbat.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the redheaded stepchildren of the Sabbat.
Yes.
She replies.
Yeah, we've been given a job to check
I said
them out.
stepchildren. I'm sorry, what?
We've been given a job to check them out.
What are
Interested
they
in
doing here?
Don't know. That's what we have to find out.
Okay. So what do you need from me?
Can you meet us at oh shoot, I just forgot the name of the office.
Pantheon
Pantheon
Investigation.
investigation.
Pantheon. Can you meet us at Pantheon?
Have I been there before?
No, but you could Google it.
She'll give her the address.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll see if Dahlia wants to come.
Okay. See you soon.
All right. So she'll get up,
Damaris is on her way.
put the
Nice.
book away back in its case, and
Okay.
go find Dahlia, see if she's around.
She is not.
Okay.
Dahlia is doing Dahlia things.
Okay. Then I'll just text her leaving to Pantheon Investigations to meet up with others. Be back later.
Okay.
And
And
will go.
Trudy will text Mr. Benjamin and say, interested in this Bradovich situation, going to find appropriate disguise and meet you there, or meet you at the office.
Excellent. We'll wait for you.
Okay. Well, long story short, eventually you guys get whatever prep work out of the way that you need to get, like, clothing or, as Agaya mentioned, shoes. And everybody else shows up at the office of Pantheon Investigations. Looks like on the inside, it looks like one of those old gumshoe style private investigator offices. Wood paneling and banisters. Got the nice logo on the front door and whatnot.
Trudy has dressed. She's got her hair instead of in like a sleek chignon, she has it just kind of in a loose ponytail, and it's only like shoulder length. And then she's got like very worn sneakers and like ripped jeans and a t-shirt and a jean jacket that is very well, like threadbare.
Following
You've never
behind
seen her anything like this.
Following behind her is a somewhat tall young lady in a denim jacket, a Paladin concert shirt, beat up denim jeans, and she has brass knuckles in both hands.
As soon as they come in, like recognizing Trudy and Gaia, and like, it's so good to see you. And I'm gonna come over and do like kind of like the Southern hug thing.
Yeah.
And
Hi,
then
Trish.
as she hugs Agaya, she's like, "Oh, hi, hello."
Nice to see you again.
Sorry, is that not? I haven't associated with many gargoyles. Is that okay?
She just leans in. She says, "They're Tremere here."
Oh, okay. And I'll step back.
Okay.
She doesn't know about the beef.
Sorry.
It's beefy.
I don't do politics. Leave me alone.
So has everyone arrived, including Damaris? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
All right. So, situation is we've got this person named Mr. Vidius. He's given us a job, and we've already completed it, but we've got this second one dealing with the Bradoviches in town. For whatever reason, the family of Tennessee hillbillies, they just got here. We can get a decent bounty, but all he wants us to do for now is to find out who they are, exactly what they're doing here. Mainly what they're doing here. Any of you heard of Bradovich coming into town? Know what they're all about?
I mean, I've encountered them previously, but not these specific ones necessarily. I don't know why they'd be in town. While they are the low totem pole of the Sabbat, they are still Sabbat. So
Right.
Do you think they could be coming down from Portland?
I don't know. I have been scrying a lot lately in Portland. I haven't seen any of them specifically. No, I have no idea why they'd be here. But would they be connected to the underground ghoul network? If that's what it's called, I don't remember what it's called.
I don't think so. I would have been very aware of any potential Sabbat interaction with that.
What would be the chances of them knowing that you're no longer with the Sabbat, Damaris?
I suppose that depends on how famous I am in that part. I really wouldn't know. Considering my sire is very
Little
high
bit
up in
famous.
the command, honestly, that could go both ways. That could either go, that they know about me and then reflects on him like that, or they don't know, or it's not widespread. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna look between Agea and Damaris and say, seeing as these are typically associated with the Samisi, are they disfigured in the same vein?
Would I know if they are?
They could be.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Do they have
follow-
the same abilities too?
Oh no. Although they, some of them do try to find Zamisi to give them stuff like that. No, they're not born with that.
I think they just carry the name.
As revenants, do they have abilities?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, they can be strong, have higher mental prowess. I mean, just like any other type of ghoul, minus extra powers, I guess. But they have some.
Do we
Can
know
they?
how many?
Are they able to learn disciplines?
Yeah.
Okay, so they could have potentially.
Well, Bradoviches have been around for a very long time. So they very well could have connections. I mean, a lot of Sabbat, though, would tend to just not like them. Like, they don't really... I'd be surprised if you'd find someone that would teach them something because of how much they're not liked.
So then, are the Bradoviches really a part of the Sabbat, or do they care?
Loosely.
All right.
If something were to happen to them, would the Sabbat come looking?
Oh, probably not.
Mm-mm. They're literally the bottom of the totem pole. They could care less about them, from my
And
experience.
it's my understanding that ghouls are not as important in the social circles as they are to folks like us.
I can honestly say that there are more ghouls that are around us regularly than there ever was when I was in the Sabbat. Like, most of the time, any humans that are around were party favors.
Hmm.
Yeah, Agea just nods.
I'm gonna like just squeeze her elbow a little. Like, we've been through this. Do we have a number?
Of how many? No.
Nope. That's all going to be a part of what we're doing.
But you do have an address.
Yeah.
Well,
Got an address here so we know where to go at least.
I can scry ahead to the address, see if there's anybody there.
That's what
many?
I was going to suggest.
Oh, that's a
Go
great
for it.
idea.
Okay. So she'll go over to a table, pull out her, her bottle of water and her
Collapsible bowl.
collapsible cup. or bowl. Yeah.
Go filtered
Um,
water.
Yep. And sit down and do we know any names besides the Bradoviches, like first names or
No.
anyone in particular?
Nothing like
Okay.
that.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will scry on the address.
It's a remarkable trick.
And Davy Jones is
2,
actually suggesting Google how much the
4,
house is worth.
5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Right.
All in
Comes in
good
there.
time.
Yeah, so you get right in on the house. It's a kind of like Colin and Sophie's house. It's a house that sits away from the city proper.
Mhm.
Unlike Colin and Sophie's house, this house sits up on one of the mountains near where you had the forest fire.
Huh.
It has its own private road that kind of gradually goes up in a switchback and empties out onto this really nice looking property.
Wow, they're living it up.
That's
Okay.
actually a good idea. I'm gonna call Xandria and have her ask Gwen to look up the
Sure.
provenance of the house.
Okay.
See if they can figure out
You
who bought it
count,
and all that
although
stuff.
you don't obviously get any names, you count about 10.
Okay.
Gwen comes back and says, looks like it was just recently purchased for 4.5 million.
Do you think
Wow.
they could be out here because of Juliet? Didn't you say that they were trying to purchase properties on the down low?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah,
for
that's
a
a lot to
place.
be down low.
I don't know. I'm just thinking if the houses are being bought up recently. I don't know. Just a
Where
thought.
do they get
Yeah.
the money?
Again, they've been around for a while. It's not like they're going around slumming it and not doing anything, but
Well, Ben, your text actually said they won the lottery.
Right,
It actually did. Okay. Yeah, they literally won the lottery.
wow.
They're going to run out of money fast then.
Okay.
Okay, can
Well,
I
there's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
can I ask Gwen to confirm an amount around that was like just confirm the lottery thing?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so she Googles that, and sure enough, the some guy by the name of Danny Bradovich won the state lottery in Tennessee.
For how much?
102 million.
102?
Yes.
Shoot.
Whew.
How much is that after taxes take home? Sorry.
Probably like.
Don't tell me it's
50.
102 after taxes.
Yeah, and then Gwen sends you an emoji face of sort of thing. Based on the amount. She's all, wow.
I will share that article with the others, maybe the name or image of the guy.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
useful.
there is a picture of some podunk hillbilly guy in overalls and a beat up shirt. Looks like he was probably dirty for the picture, holding up the winning ticket, going like,
He's got all of 3 teeth.
no, he's got a full
Wait,
set of teeth.
Oh,
So if they purchased that property then for nearly 5 million, they're here to stay.
Yeah, sounds like it. So we really need to find out what the hell they're doing here.
very curious.
How many did I count? Was I able to see
10.
any of them? You said it was about 10 of them.
10, yes. And there's
Do
4 cars parked out front.
10.
One looks like a beat up Ford pickup truck. The other 3 are like new SUVs and trucks.
That belongs to Danny.
Oh, and all of which have gun racks.
Out of character, would Trudy's crew have bugs?
Yes,
But that's probably not something that Trudy herself would think about.
correct.
So it's not something that I can just volunteer.
Sure.
Okay. That would probably be a good idea.
Okay.
Well, we need to figure out some way to track
What are,
them
what are they doing
besides
in the
using
house?
Damaris all the time. We've really got to get some tracking equipment, Ben.
Yeah, I know. I gotta see if I can contact detectives, see if we can borrow any.
Yeah, but
Just
he's
get
going to want to
those
know
air
why.
tags or whatever. Apparently, people are, according to the TikToks, everybody's finding them in these weird places. So,
Miss Trudy, is that something that we could possibly get our hands on? Is some surveillance equipment?
Like cameras and stuff?
That tracking, GPS tracking,
Um,
so that we can
I
bug
know.
A
and
Gale leans in and whispers, and she says, "I think your people were getting some of that stuff for Mr. Shkreli."
Oh, we could always get some more. Then I guess I'll text Gwen again, or whoever I have on the line, and ask about ask if we have any surveillance equipment that Pantheon can use.
So she just sends a text back. Sure. When did you need it?
ASAP.
She says, "Okay, I'll let Mr. Cronin know, and I'm sure he can run it down there probably within 30 minutes."
Thank you.
Sure thing.
And I will inform the group that it is on the way.
am I able to see what they're doing in the house? Like, are they just lounging about? Are they talking? Are they?
Oddly enough,
Sacrifices.
the house itself looks pretty clean. Most of the items in the house look brand new. You see like half a dozen boxes in a room that they're not currently using that have been like pitched over there that are Amazon delivery boxes. So it's clear they've been getting a steady stream of like delivery boxes, of stuff. Right now, several of them are sitting around like an 80-inch TV watching TV and, partially dressed.
So they're just chilling.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like they're up to anything. There's about 10 of them there, and definitely looks like the Beverly Hills moved into the nation.
it just is weird that they would choose Ashland of all places.
Well, I mean, everybody else keeps picking Ashland of all places, so I guess they're just on the list.
Do you suppose they might be refugees of a sort?
It's possible. I mean, even the Sabbat don't want them. So it's entirely possible we can use that to our advantage. I mean, can have some Anhar Bradoviches.
Yeah, but they're pretty vile.
Sounds stupid. They definitely flip their shit a little bit too easily. I agree. But I don't know. I mean,
You mean more than the Bruja?
You would
Well-
know, Rachel, they're
Mhm.
comparable to the Bruja.
yeah, they're extremely comparable to the Bruja.
Hey! I'm standing right here.
Well, then you know exactly what I mean.
It's
All
okay,
right.
badass. It's okay.
Uh,
Pats him on the shoulder. It's okay.
it's just good to keep certain limitations in mind.
I mean,
Well,
maybe
if we
can
can
work out
use
an
them-
agreement. Yeah.
If we can use
um,
them for the Portland thing, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It's very curious.
Flames, you think they care about the Sabbat, these Branoviches?
I mean, Jerome, based on my encounters with them, did they seem like they really, because they got probably treated pretty badly.
I mean,
I'm guessing.
it typically goes both ways. They're clearly not welcome in the Camarilla. But
Mhm.
oddly enough, they because of what they are, they tend to keep to themselves, which means sometimes they'll run into the Sabbat, and the Sabbat will utilize them. But I mean, it's really hard to say. There's no
Yeah.
hardline rule in the Sabbat regarding the Bradoviches.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like no hard set rule about them in that. It could go both ways. They definitely aren't welcome in the Camarilla. The Sabbat will use them as a resource, which is what literally we're discussing. So they just tend to keep to themselves for the most part. So maybe they're here because they are seeking refuge.
I wonder how. I mean, if they would. I mean, I know there's no anarch Potoviches
Pretty
to.
public though for them to claim that lottery. I don't know.
You think someone might have told them to settle here?
I don't know. Maybe somebody can get into one of their heads if we meet them, and ask them that question.
You need Sophie.
Or we can just use our mouths and language and talk to them, and maybe they'll respond with answers, Just a thought.
Yeah, if maybe they're truthful. I don't know.
So, what are you suggesting? We pick up a fruit cake and give him a housewarming present?
Why not? Why wouldn't that work?
Just gonna look at
She
her
was
like,
joking, right?
And the two
I'm not, though.
the two
Why
Southern
wouldn't
women
it?
in the group are like, "What?"
I mean,
It's what you do.
Ben, you tried a diplomatic situation of going and saying hello to the gentleman that nearly was killed this evening first before the animals descended. Why not try that kind of a situation here and just go and say hello, welcome to the neighborhood? And if you have a fruitcake, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, if they're from Tennessee, they've probably eaten quite a few of them.
They have to eat.
And if they're dirty and
I mean,
gross,
why don't we
then
just get Kentucky Fried Chicken and call it a meal?
I'm game. I still like the smell.
You do realize I am not being serious.
I think that's not half bad idea.
I mean, we don't have to go in
Ready.
guns. We don't have to go in guns blazing if we don't have to. Like that doesn't have to be the first situation.
Never said we'd go in guns blazing. I'm the one who suggested talking to him and see, what's up. Flames, they're ghouls. They eat food still, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you need to bring them a welcome dish. Like they can clearly afford it, but
It's the neighborly thing to do. It's
yeah, but we don't know if we want them to be our neighbors. That's the thing.
affordability is not the point.
I mean, normally you do like freshly baked bread, but we don't have time for that.
Hmm.
How about we go check out the area, see what their intentions are, see if they'll talk. If they don't,
I think that's the
we
best
deal with it.
policy. I mean, yeah, let's go talk to them. Let's see who, what, when, where, why.
All right.
Okay.
We need anything on the way, or are we good to go?
We're just waiting on those bugs or that equipment.
Oh, speaking of which, Trudy, you were also told when you saw the article that they're from Pittman Center, Tennessee.
What does that mean?
It has a population of less than 500.
Very small town.
Very, very small town. It actually sits on it sits close to the border of North Carolina.
Wow. And 10 of them came from there.
I wonder if that whole town has ever seen $102 million.
Probably not. Which
Over the
means that
course
they
of
would
a
feel
year.
very uncomfortable here. So it might be nice to have someone with a similar sound to their voice. And
Well, I elect Miss Trudy to be the sound piece for tenight.
I think you have better diplomacy than I do. I have a feeling that I talk too much.
It could be useful. Well, I mean, the two of us could go.
And the devices are brought. You have 4 bugs and 2 cameras.
They've got cameras,
All right.
surveillance, from what I can see.
Oh,
they
no,
do?
No, they don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, I thought that's what you were
No.
referencing.
The equipment
Sorry.
was just dropped off.
Oh, okay. Well, I am going to look then if they do. Do they have any sort of security system or anything I can tell?
Oh, no.
It is a $5 million place, so.
Nope.
Okay. It doesn't look like they've got any security themselves.
No, you can see that the house comes with like an alarm system, but nothing like cameras or anything.
Gotcha. Okie dokie.
well, how about we just maybe we lurk back in the background and kind of have a look around while you two take the fruitcake.
Sounds
All
like
right.
a plan.
Now,
So no,
What
we
the-
need to stop for a fruitcake then.
I
It
suppose
is
we
Christmas.
do.
It is the Christmas season.
It is the Christmas season. Given Bradfish's fruitcakes. I can't believe this.
Don't people. I thought people hated fruitcakes.
But it's tradition.
I think it's more of a southern thing.
Hmm.
What is
But
this
that-
thing we're talking about with animals descending? What does that mean?
I wasn't there, but it sounded quite horrific.
Oh, there was a Gould mountain lion that kind of assisted in our
Well,
And
that's
Yeah.
job.
bizarre.
They're
I
supposed to
want one.
scare somebody, and these animals attacked, and then it was like all hell broke loose, and the guy almost died, and I saw him come limping out the door, and it was like he was like half a person and managed to get in his car still and drive
He
away.
still
which-
had his leg.
well, like he had one leg, but it was like one leg. Like, how do you drive a vehicle with one leg?
The mountain lion
carefully.
ripped the leg off.
Well, not stick shift.
No, he
No.
just no, he didn't rip. He just made sure that the
Not
point was
stick.
across. If the mountain lion was told to kill him, he would have been dead.
Yeah, so no, he had all of his limbs. There were just additional
He was limping.
orifices that were not there before from big teeth. It was very disturbing.
And I
Sounds
want
like,
one.
sounds
I have
like
to
y'all
have
had
one.
a quite an exciting night.
So far.
So
Yeah,
right,
so we
so
heard
off
that.
to get fruitcake.
All right, I suppose let's hit the road.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm not driving this time. I'm going to hand the keys to Ben.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So collectively, you guys go. Since you all arrived separate vehicles, presumably. Let's see. So we've got 1, 2, 3 vehicles going. Unless Damaris, you wanted to ride with somebody.
I'll just ride with someone.
Okay.
Well, I figured maybe we take Damaris and Trish go with Trudy since they're getting the fruitcake.
Yeah, they're the diplomats here.
They'd be the ones that'd be pulling up.
Okay.
Well, that would mean that either Trish or Agea was driving.
Oh,
Yeah.
Agea.
You don't
Yeah,
want
Gay is
Agea-
here.
You don't want Agea to be driving.
Oh no, Agea's driving. If that was the case, if she went with you, she's driving.
Well, let's just hope that we arrive there in one piece.
So
Uh,
you,
Sweetie, you're gonna
you
want
guys
your-
are driving off. But Agea, Trish, as you are getting into the literal welcome wagon, the folks who are going to bring the party favors to the meeting. Agea sits in the front seat, and she starts the car and she starts immediately revving it.
You're gonna want that safety belt.
Okay. I'm gonna go
Is she a bad driver? Are you a
just-
bad driver?
Are you riding with them? I thought you were riding with Ben and
Ben and Knives.
Oh,
And
I'm
Knives.
confused as to who I'm riding with now.
Okay, so
You're with Ben and Knives.
yeah, you're with Ben and
Okay.
Knives. Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, you're safe.
so Ben and the nicknames are in one car. Southern Hospitality are in another.
I feel like that's the name of a band.
And
Ben and the nicknames.
So as you finally, like, as soon as the buckle clicks into place, she guns it, and right off down the street.
All right.
look at Ben. All right.
All
Are
right.
you gonna
So,
peel out too?
no, this is a borrowed car. Are you kidding? Ben takes off following him.
Yep. So Ben heads off in that direction. You guys make it to the nearest Walmart, or you go to Trader Joe's if you want. Like to the nearest Trader Joe's in like under 5 minutes. She is flying through these, like, and as she comes up to like stoplights, because you know how they have like a little dip. As she guns it, she's all seat check, and then it goes boom. You guys get a little bit of air as she goes, and she's like sticking her tongue out the one side of her mouth and like, you know, ripping the wheel, you know, around like one side and coasting around like she's an adrenaline junkie.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
This is not the demolition derby. Just remember.
I know, Trudy. I'm not hitting anybody. I'm just going fast.
Do the police officers know about this type of reckless driving? I feel like this is not safe for the public.
Where we're going, there are no police. And she guns it again and then flies into the parking lot and literally like rips the wheel to come to a stop into a parking space like Ace Ventura. Just and she comes to a stop and the car kind of shakes real quick. Doesn't hit anything, but she was, you know, accurate.
Trudy's gripping the seat, and she leans over and says,
She says, "Next stop, Trader Joe's."
"I've learned to pick my battles."
Yeah. Okay. Very shakily. George is like gonna unbuckle and kind of like, okay, and opening the door. But she goes and grabs the fruitcake and it takes a single moment, and grabs the Trader Joe's truffles that they only have at Christmas time
Okay.
and smells it for just a second.
Trudy hands you a
Put them
$100
down.
bill for petty cash.
Oh, like for always, or do you want change?
I don't know how much a fruitcake costs.
Fruitcake is not $100. I will get it. Just a moment. She goes through the self checkout. Beep beep.
Yeah. Agaya goes in there with you as well, and she goes in and picks
Oh, then
up.
I guess we're all going.
Okay.
The whole
Trudy's
party.
not just gonna sit in the car. That's weird.
Manservant, go fetch.
And she ends up getting like these potato chips, these flavored potato chips that looks like they're like salmon flavored or something really bizarre.
I bet you those pack a punch.
As she says, "Trust me, they like really weird and disgusting food items."
Oh, those are not for you. Oh, thank heavens.
She says,
I thought they
I
were for
can't-
her too.
"I can't eat. You know that. Not this,
You're always-
anyways."
You're always surprising me, Dumpling.
Oh, well, good.
All right, well, I'll give all the change back to Trudy though, like which is gonna be like a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like $90.
Yeah. Well, no, we're at Trader Joe's. She's gonna give you back 75 after the chips and the fruitcake.
And so eventually you guys fly up there. Oddly enough, even with the stop that you did, you end up getting there almost the exact same time as Ben. She hits that like private like switchback road and just like sliding around and coming back up, kicking up
You're
dust and
gonna hear
everything.
us coming from halfway out of town.
When we get there, though, and get out of the car and just walk over to Ben and be like, I'm going home with you. I'm not going back in that car.
Probably a good idea.
And
But
they
we're supposed to be hiding.
well,
Oh.
no, you guys pull
No,
up the
we're there.
road, and at that point, it's painfully obvious that people are here. So you see several of them, starting to file out the front of the house. They've got shotguns, in their hands, and pointed at you. And the one guy stepping forward, and he's like, "Hey, y'all, just put them guns down there. There ain't no need for that right now. Come on."
We come in peace, I promise. And we brought munchies.
Okay, so you look at it, and he takes a second. He's like, "Girl, you from the South?"
I am deep in the heart of Texas.
"Well, ain't you got more yams than Christmas ham? Whew, just look at you." And he's
Not very
taking.
many of our accents around here, are there? Let me introduce you to my friends.
So
Duh.
at that point, he starts waving the others down. And he says, "Hey, they're being hospitable. Like, you put them guns down now."
This is sure an impressive house. How long y'all been here?
"Oh, we just got in here about a week or so." Now, I'm sorry. Who all you all?
Yeah, is it just Trudy and I, or is
Oh
everybody
no,
there?
everybody is here.
Okay, really quickly then. Introductions. This is Trudy. I am Trish. This is Ben and Knives and Flames.
Damaris.
Oh, sorry. Nickname crew. Ben only ever refers to you guys by your nicknames. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm not offended.
So he's
But I'm
like,
Damaris.
you forgot Agaya. So she's like,
Oh, and Agaya. Sorry. Agaya too.
So he's taking a moment. He's like walking back and forth and looking at everybody. And he looks at Damaris. He says, "Girl, do I know you from somewhere? You seem mighty familiar."
Oh yeah, I defected from the Sabbat.
Oh, we're just whipping it out there. Okay.
I'm just gonna see what their reaction is because if they already recognize me slightly, there's no point in hiding it.
Right.
And
You know what? Trudy's just gonna laugh.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Well, ain't you just cool as ice? Damn, you just whipped that out there. I didn't think we were going there for a second." He says, "Now you," and he looks back at everybody. He says, "Now you all stop getting twitchy. This here vampire folk. You know them wanting to be that hospitality." And he looks at the snacks you got, and he says, what's wrong with that cake?"
It's a fruit
It's got
cake.
it's got a hole in it. And some woman, comes walking up and swats him, and he says, "Oh, you big dummy! That's like a bunt cake."
A bunt. It's a bunt.
Did he just say butt cake?
And so she,
I didn't know they had those at Trader Joe's.
so she,
Specialty.
so she takes the snacks, and he's like,
The
so
accent.
he's like looking around, and he says, "All right." He says, "Well, he says, I'm Danny Bradovich." He says, that there, that's Ellie Elise Bradovich. She's my cousin. He says, "That over there," he says, "that's Myron. He's also my cousin." He says, "That back there," he says, "standing in the corner," he says, "that's Jedediah, also my cousin." He says, "That over." He says, "That over there." That little girl. He says, "That's Sheila. She's my sister." Then you got Cletus, who's also my cousin. Cletus is half Korean.
What?
So he's stands. He's
Yeah,
the
of
record
course he's a
scratch of
cousin.
the group. He says, "That over there," he says, "that's Dewey." He says, then over there, that's Shelley May. That's Billy Will. And that over there, that little girl over there, that's Skeeter.
Well, it's very nice to meet all of you. we wanted to come by and just say hello and show a little bit of, you know, familial comforts and
Trudy,
whatnot.
give me a perception and alertness check, difficulty 8.
Oh, don't tell me that being nice is about to get me bit in the ass.
0 successes.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Trudy.
Don't sweat it then. And so then he kind of shrugs, and as Ellie Elise walks back over and hands out the the food, whatnot. They're not. A couple of them are still kind of keeping an eye on you, but several of them are taking it inside to like go put away or whatnot. Danny kind of looks around and he says, "Well, I figured we run into you vampire types eventually. I didn't know if there were any out here. Hope y'all don't mind us buying a house overlooking the city. Got a right nice view at night."
Well, that's actually
It
what we came
is-
here to talk to you about.
It is a bit far from home. I'm sure they have nice views closer to home. What's
Oh, we
What's
kind
so
of wore
special
out our
about
welcome. And we figure we just move far away. And since I won the lottery, that kind of became an option we could instigate.
That is quite exciting.
So
And it's nice of you to bring your entire family, not just siblings.
I'm curious though, why Ashland and not California or
Oh,
Chicago?
property just looked good. Oh, I ain't gonna go up no Chicago. That there's Camarillo area. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Well, I agree.
Plus,
Are y'all
plus I
lovers
saw
of the
that
art?
movie Chirac or whatever that was. It looks like a war zone. Belongs off it someplace in the Middle East. I don't need nothing like that from me and mine.
So you're just looking for a quiet little place to raise your family.
Well, just new beginnings of sorts. I didn't know there were no vampires out here though. So y'all don't look like some Sabat type, and Miss Thang here up front from the country definitely ain't no Sabat. You're far too clean, ma'am. And you ain't Camaria. What are all y'all? I didn't think there were no independents out here.
Well, there's some, and we're anarchs.
Yep.
Oh, well, and he looks over at Damaris and he's like, "Well, see, I didn't recognize you as no anarch. Ain't you related to someone famous in the Sabat?"
Yes. Didn't ask who. So,
Okay, we're
Um,
going to be mysterious then. That's okay.
well, I mean, why do you need to know? I mean, I'm out here now.
I'm just perplexed. I like to inquisitate whenever I can't quite find the answer right away.
Hmm.
I don't mean no disrespect or nothing. He kind of turns and looks real quick like he's used to his family or something. And he's like, "Billy Wills, you put that hand down away. They don't want to see none of that."
Billy's just going to look at Ben for a second.
You mentioned something about the beautiful view. Would you mind sharing that view? I'd love
Oh,
to
he-
see what it looks like.
Turns and points. Since
Is the house oriented to the front door being
Yeah.
over the valley?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you
I
turn
thought it
around
was
and
around the
look.
back.
Yeah, you turn around and look. It's actually it's got a good view at night of Ashland, city lights and kind of flickering and the highway in the distance.
So, Mr. Danny, I'm just going to come out and ask:
Oh, you can call
Are
me
you
Danny.
still
There ain't no Mister involved.
affiliating yourself with the Sabbat?
Oh, we ain't never been Sabat proper. We're I guess you call us Sabat light. They don't tend to like us much unless they want something.
Are you currently in contact with any of the Sabbat members in the possible region?
Y'all got Sabat out here?
You're not
North of us.
aware?
No, we don't exactly have the Sabat GPS or Thomas guide to tell us where exactly all them Canaanites at.
That would be real useful, wouldn't it?
It would be.
No, it's
And so
Portland.
the girl who stepped forward and took the food comes walking forward, and she slides her arm around him, and he gives her a big kiss.
Keeping it in the family.
Yep.
Yeah,
Damn Giovanni's.
Portland to the north is teeming with them.
Oh,
I
now
guess I'm
see,
just
we
I'm
didn't
just-
know that.
They
I'm
make
just kind
their
of
way
curious
down
if
direction
they
every now and then.
find out you're here, are you going to, and if they ask for your help, are you going to give it to them?
Oh, now what kind of question is that on the first date? You come here with niceties, then you ask us if we're going to turn around and invite bad guys onto our front porch?
Well, I don't know. You know, I have
It's
to.
happened before.
I have to protect my family too.
Believe it or not, it's not that we're trying to insult you. It's just that literally that has happened before. So
So he's
We're
just,
hoping that we can be neighbors.
and so the Ellie Elise is like, would you all like to come inside? There's no sense for us having this conversating out here in the front lawn like this.
I
It would
look
be
to
warmer
Trudy
for
for
you.
it. Like,
Would you mind? I would love to see that pretty property.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Why don't you all come in? And so Danny kind of turns around and he says, "Hey, why don't you get out the drinks or whatnot? We're conversating with vampires. They like blood." And so you see a couple kids go running off to apparently go take care of their request.
how are they going to take care? How are they going to take care of that request, Danny? Do you guys happen to just have blood around?
Oh, sure. What?
Not in the human body?
Oh no, it comes from the human body. That's kind of
I
weird.
just-
We ain't one
No,
of them biogenetic types. That I apologize. I ain't that kind of smarts.
I more mean we wouldn't want to put anybody out if they were donating.
Oh no, shoot. We already got some on tap. I don't know if y'all got feeding restrictions or nothing, but we got something. He's got a bottle in his hand. It looks like it's a knockoff Sprite. It's called Goblin.
Goblin?
Wonderful. That's fantastic.
No, you know what? Ellie Elise already invited. Why don't you all come inside and see the place?
Yeah, I take
Sure thing.
Trudy's cue.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'll be the first one to step up.
as you guys walk into, the kids like dart by, chasing one another, sort of thing. It's like an active family house. There's not much in the way of decor on the walls, obviously because they just moved in not too long ago. But it still has that kind of new house smell, even a bit of pine to it. And most of the equipment that you see in here, like bookcases and furniture and whatnot, all look new.
It's a very pretty place.
Are there any books on the bookcase?
No.
Is there anything else on the bookcase?
There's like a leftover drink, on one of the shelves, and there's like a couple receipts.
Okay.
So
Just
it's being
curious.
used for something, clearly.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
So, do we get a tour?
Yeah, he walks you around the house, shows you kind of what it looks like. It's got it has a second story, but the second story isn't quite as big as the main floor. The second story has some of the bedrooms, and it has a room that was probably doubled as a den. Maybe somebody at one point in time had a telescope, to look up at the stars or whatnot. It's not currently in use. It also has a collection of garbage in it right now, of boxes that have been like torn open and wrapping and bubble wrap and whatnot. The back has a pretty large pool. It has some hedges that kind of run around the place. I mean, it looks really nice.
This is a beautiful place.
Oh well, thank you very much. I figure if we were going to go balls to the wall, then why not get the best we could? And this just spoke to Ellie Elise, and she just kind of smiles and and hugs him.
It does look like a great opportunity to spread out and have a good amount of space for growing up.
Yeah, yeah. And I figure out there in the back, just past the pool, we could probably set up a kennel out there and get some breeding stuff going on. Uh, and it's far enough from town that it's going to do the boys a good to go find like a regular type job and not just lounge around the house all day. He says with like a little bit of venom and some Billy Will ducks out of the out of the room. You've got a couple that kind of follow you from behind
Probably just
instinctively.
curious / distrustful.
Yeah.
What kind of work do you suppose?
Oh well, I'm rich now, so I ain't working. But I figured they could go find some jobs in town or something. We was looking at getting probably this old bar I've been spying on. Maybe
What's it called?
maybe reinvest in the community. He's like, if it ain't too much on the nose, it's currently called the Coffin Nail.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I think that's the one that Lily's taking over, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, I think it might be good that you meet Sophie. Sophie is our Baron here, and effectively our leader here. So if you're gonna plan on staying for however long it is, seems like it's gonna be for a while. You're setting roots here. There are things that you definitely want to be aware of if you're gonna stay, and there's definitely gonna have to be some sort of understanding, I guess, because we are actively anti-Sabbat in this town.
And so Ellie Elise kind of swats, Danny's shoulder, and she says, "Now, see, they're inviting you to the table to conversate with them, like the Camarilla types expect them to to conversate. They ain't just telling you what to do. Now, see." And he says, "Now, ain't that just right polite of you all? Thank you very much. You got a number to this here, Sophie, or what is it that rich folk do? Oh, that the email address."
Yeah, we can get Sophie your contact info. I don't. Do I give him? Should I give him her number?
Ben just walks up and goes, "I think it's going to be fine. Here, let me give you her number."
All right.
Goes ahead and
Okay.
gives her number.
Okay. And he says, "All right." And he's like, it's clear he's new to cell phones too. So he's like slowly like punching it in, to his phone sort of thing.
Trudy will like lean over and kind of give him a little pointer and be like, "I think you push this one to get it to call," and it's like completely obvious.
Okay. Yep.
Useless advice.
Yeah.
But she's just like, "Yeah, I know this part."
So
I
I'm
got
curious,
that reference.
Yeah.
what kind of breeding are you guys interested in?
Oh, we breed most of dogs, for fighting and whatnot.
Oh, really? So like pits?
Oh, sometimes maybe Rottweilers, sometimes crossbreeds. We was real good at it back in Tennessee. Like you vampire types sometimes
Hounds.
So, yeah. See, look at that. She clearly from the Sabbat. She knows exactly what she's talking about. We
Those are
would
vicious.
make like the you might call it the base model for them Zamisi types to like fornicate and create and whatnot. And Ellie Elise kind of looks at him funny and she says, "Modify." Oh, what I say? She's like, "You said fornicate. That means to lay with." And he's like, "Oh no. Well, let's just skip that."
Well, if you're going to be doing dog fighting, you might want to be a little quiet about it here.
Oh, y'all got rules against dog fighting up in this here holler?
We got a
Well,
lot of activists around.
Oh,
yeah.
them PETA types. Oh, they ain't nothing. But I welcome or I thank you for the alert. I will keep my eyes open, or as them kids say, the head on the swivel.
Those dogs make good guard dogs.
Oh, sure, yeah. Hunting dogs, guard dogs, anything you need killed. Shoot, we used to could put barbs on them. Might could again.
Too bad you couldn't get me a mountain lion.
Mountain
How long
lion.
does it?
No, I figured they roam these parts around here. We might be able to come up with something like that.
You don't breed mountain lions, do you?
Oh no, we ain't seen no mountain lions up in our former holler, but I suppose it ain't much different than a cat,
How long
just a
does
bit
it?
bigger.
How long does it take you folks to breed one of those dogs?
Oh, if you want a good quality kind of breeding, it's going to take a couple months.
Might be a good idea.
Get them nice, big, and strong.
Those things are horrifying to look at.
Really?
Yeah, they're being physically transformed into these killing machines in a lot of cases. Well, at least that's
Like,
what the Sabbat used them for.
Oh, them's those hellhound sort of.
Yeah.
We ain't got that
like
capability just
Samisi
yet.
style modify?
Oh no, we ain't got that like flesh crafting kind of stuff. That's a flesh craft, bone craft kind of thing.
Good to
No,
know.
we ain't got that. No, we like I said, we make the base model, basically what you get before you throw all the cosmetics on it.
The regular dog.
Yeah, right. Like the Zamisi like to put them spinner rims and sort of thing on their hellhounds, make them look right nasty and big old fangs and unearthly kind of horror.
Do your dogs do do they like vampires?
Oh, they can be trained like vampires. Yeah, they're right defensificating.
I'm gonna put a pin in that. Maybe check back with you in a few months.
Oh, well, all right. Well, you do that, Miss Ma'am. And thank you for the follow.
Hey.
And so at this point, he brings up some mason jars with blood in them.
What type of blood is in here?
Oh, it's human.
Just gonna sniff it.
I'm gonna sniff it too.
Okay, it's not something Trudy can.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's not something Trudy can partake in.
But it's polite to sniff.
Yes.
Does it like have like alcohol remnants or
No, but it smells fresh.
Yeah, Trish is just going to hold hers. She's not going to drink it.
Okay.
Lily will drink it?
Okay.
Yeah, Ben will too.
Sure. I mean, you get a blood point back. There's nothing outside of the fact that it's actually still warm. There's nothing like out of the ordinary. There's like no drugs or blood or alcohol or spices or anything in it.
It's pretty good. Thank you.
One thing to keep in mind, Mr. Bradovich, I'm Ben, by the way. We get that you're in town, and we appreciate that you don't seem to have any ill will towards any of the vampires here. That's great, because, yeah, just because of who we are, we tend to attract a lot of enemies. So be careful of that. And speaking of which, since you're in our town, do what you can to not kill anybody. We're not looking for this to turn into a Sabbat town, if you know what I mean.
We have enough on our plate. We're trying to keep them out.
We want to keep this place amenable both to the vampire population and the human population.
And so he's like thinking about that for a second, and Ellie Elise is like, and she kind of looks at Danny. She says, "Well, we got to be private with some of that stuff. It's okay. It's not a big deal." And he says, "Oh, right. So that's y'all talk for like the masquerade and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
You don't want nothing being overt."
No, we don't want anybody. We don't want hunters showing up on our doorstep.
Oh,
Or yours.
hunters. Oh,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's happened too.
you stomp a mud hole in them fools.
Not these ones.
Ain't gonna blow no COVID away on me. Church folk.
Mm.
Oh,
So
fresh.
you've dealt with the church folk before, I take it.
Oh yeah, them Bible thumper types used to come by our house every so often. But then one of them got wind that we might have like vampire on the premises or something. He showed up with garlic and a cross and whatnot. We had to show him the error of his ways.
Well, the ones that we're talking about, they don't show up with garlic and stuff like that.
No, they show up with
Fireballs.
missiles and
Mhm.
fireball.
And yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, duly noted.
There's some areas around that you should be aware of. In terms of just being, I don't know, just stay
Yeah.
clear of them or know that it's a neutral spot. I own a restaurant in town called Anzio's.
Oh, that's that Italian place, ain't it? I think we passed
Yes.
that on the way in.
Yeah, it's
Smelled so
it is
good.
it's I hear it's good. I don't eat it myself, but I'll trust my chefs. Um that is a neutral location, whether you're Sabat, Camarilla, Anarch, it's neutral. Where else? Lithia Park. I mean, Adam's gone to ground, so I think you'll be okay there. Where
You
else?
tell them about the wolves.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there's a club called the Web, owned by a couple of werewolves. They're not against us, but don't make any weird moves, and maybe let them know you're
just leave
gonna
them alone.
arrive before you do.
Oh, okay. I didn't figure them wolves stayed in the city. I thought they were all like countrified.
No, they're
Oh, them city
They're around.
wolves. And
There's a
turns-
handful of them that are.
Thank you.
Yeah, he turns to Ellie Elise and says, "See the stuff you learn." She's like, "You learn all kinds of stuff when you conversate now, don't you?"
yeah. The Willow House, I believe, is still a location.
What's a willow house?
That's the name of the place. It's called the Willow House.
And I own an establishment called the Tomb.
What exactly is the tomb outside of another place being a bit on the nose?
It's a gothic nightclub.
Oh, God. Okay, you ain't got to worry about us being no gothic kind of. Them's weird folk.
Thank you.
A present company excluded all and all, and you can see the Ellie Elise is like squeezing his arm.
We'll definitely need to make a time, arrange a time for you to meet Sophie.
Okay, okay. So this Baron, she like a prince or something? Is that how that all works?
She grimaces at the analogy of prince versus baron.
Oh, is it more like a
more of like a
archbishop?
council? No, think of it more of like there's a council that helps oversee things that happen in the city, try to help take care of issues.
Council? You mean
she
like
sort
one
of
of them
leads that.
HOAs?
It's just kinda
That's kind of that is a better analogy.
And they both
Make sure
they both
things
kind
stay
of
in
look with a
line.
shocked look. They're like, "Oh, she ain't gonna tell us to come around. We can't hang no American flag on the front of our house."
No,
That's just simply
nothing like that.
un-American.
No. No, it's just
And we got some veterans in our family. We like to hang that flag too. She ain't gonna come by and tell us we can't do that. No, neither, right?
no, not
just
literal
kind of think of her as
HOA.
the president of the council,
Yeah, basically she's our
our leader.
leader.
She's a leader,
for all
not
intents and
a ruler.
purposes.
She
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
give us orders. She gives advice, and she helps the
We work
anarchs
together.
succeed here.
So Ellie Elise is like that Dr. Phil guy we watch on TV every so often. He's like, oh, okay.
Oh.
So she's y'all Dr. Phil.
I am totally going to tell Sophie you said that. Yes. You are now the Dr. Phil of the Anarchs.
She's gonna love that.
So yeah.
And so he looks and he looks at the two who obviously have not had anything to drink. He says, "What's wrong? Y'all got dietary restrictions?"
I'm full up, thank you. Very
Same.
kind.
So they just kind of shrug. And Ellie Lisa says, "Would it have helped if we got vegan? Is that more your preference?"
Is there such thing as vegan blood?
Oh, well, of course, you get it from a vegan.
Oh my god.
And she's matter of fact about it. And honestly, when Damaris says that, she's like, even you in character would be like, that makes absolute sense. Somebody with a feeding restriction who would only feed from vegans, that makes absolute sense.
That part does, yeah.
Don't worry about me. But thank you so kindly for your generosity. It has been a real surprise and pleasure to make your acquaintance tonight.
Oh, well, likewise. We appreciate the fact that we can conversate with you vampire folk and not, like conflict and get involved in the shoot 'em up and whatnot.
Last thing we
y'all
need is
are
more
much more
conflict
pleasant
here.
than we figured we would see.
And it looks like you are the right force to be reckoned with. So we appreciate the neighborly welcome.
Oh, well, thank you for your compliments. And we hope you like the property. Y'all do come by sometime again. We'll have like a hoedown in the backyard or something. Kick on the lights to the pool and maybe get you some food you'd be okay with.
That
That
sounds
sounds
like
delightful.
Sounds wonderful.
Let me give you my contact information.
There ain't gonna be no goss. Pick up the phone, they?
What?
Just me.
Oh, okay. So you got like non-goths that work with you? Ellie Elise is like
Yeah.
Ellie Elise.
Whoa.
Ellie Elise kind of steps in a second. He's had a thing with some goths back home.
Oh, no, mine. You'll be okay with mine.
Now, okay, if you say so. But okay, this your number?
Yeah, she'll give him her card.
Okay, so he
It has-
starts like punching it into his phone.
So if you need anything, give me a call.
Oh, okay. Well, you all drive safe now. You have yourself a nice night, and you want that switchback down there. It get a little tricky on the second turn.
Especially with the snow.
One thing before we leave, if you guys see anything unusual, anything like that, we would appreciate being made aware of it. We got people trying to sneak in here all the time and blowing up shit. So
Welcome to the neighborhood watch.
yeah.
And Ellie Elise like lightens up at that at that point. She's like, "See, we're part of them neighborhood watches. Like we see you around the rich folks' homes." And he's like, "Yeah, see, we's moving on up, just like I told you. Work out just fine."
Well, I'm glad that you chose Ashland. Welcome to our city, and I hope that we do become quite neighborly.
Okay. Well, if you all got any else to say, we'll make sure you got our number. Number to the house. We got ourselves a landline too, just in case, because I ain't giving the little ones a cell phone. That ain't proper. And a couple of us that got cell phones. We'll make sure you got their numbers too.
All right, sounds good. Seems like we're gonna make some pretty good friends.
So he, sees you, you guys to back outside, to their car. Ben, as you go, as you are walking out, you can see that the one that identified as Billy Will kind of lanky, little on the tall side, clearly younger than Danny. He's nibbling on somebody's hand.
What the heck? Hey, what? Where did that come from?
But you saw that like as you were exiting the front door. He's like in the living room.
What's wrong?
They're eating people. Didn't see him holding a hand. He was eating.
No.
He's holding whose hand?
Do I know if that's
Somebody
common for
else's
them?
Hand.
Bradoviches in general eating just people.
I didn't know they were cannibals.
Jerome. Rachel just asked a question.
Hello.
Can you hear? Oh,
Yeah, I can-
I asked if I knew.
no,
being that I've been
I
around
thought that was
Bradoviches
an
enough.
in-character statement.
No, I'm asking you, like being that I've been around them, are they known for eating that type of
Oh, yeah.
cuisine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is not
So then-
uncommon for Bradoviches to be cannibal.
Yeah, so
And drink
Damaris is going to
blood.
kind of wave her hand a little bit. I mean, honestly, that's not unusual for them. They also drink blood, which is probably why they had that blood on hand.
Okay, so we got to make sure that people aren't disappearing.
Yeah.
Well, we did tell
Yeah.
them not to shit where they eat.
Well, Henry's going to like them. I keep calling him Henry. Henry's
I
going to
don't
love
know
them.
if we want to pair them up.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They've been discreet enough so far, so what we may just want to find out is how they're getting their or
Food.
where they're getting their food. Just so we can make sure that it's not going to be anything that could cause an issue, like Henri's
Right.
tendencies.
Might be. Do you think they would warrant surveillance like we were planning to originally?
I vote yes. If they are eating people and putting up dog fighting rings, that's going to cause a whole heap of trouble. They need to be surveilled.
It's probably a good idea. At least for a little bit. But
Yeah, we're going to have to make another trip out and put some bugs in.
If somebody can obfuscate, they might be able to do it now.
Oh,
Where do we wanna
unfortunately,
put a
I
bug?
can't. I have to go, Jerome.
No problem. Yeah, we're ending
Sorry.
right now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go now.
Okay.
Sorry, but
No, you're
I
fine.
got to go.
Bye.
What do we want it?
one of their cars.
Yeah.
That way we know where they're going.
Well, that, and we probably want something that's actually going to be
In the house.
like, or at least on the house, so we can kind of see what's going on, who's coming, who's going.
Well, you need to make up your mind real quick because we're about ready to end game. So
Ben
Maybe-
looks around the area to see where a good place to put at least one of those cameras are, because we have like 2 of those and then 4 bugs. Was that
Yeah,
Is-
we can.
2 cameras.
Is there
4 bucks.
maybe like a tree that has
Yes.
a good view of the house?
Yes.
Or like the front door?
Yeah, it's sparse out here, but there are trees, in and around the mountains.
So I got to climb a tree.
Again, can you put this up?
Oh, that's right. She can obfuscate too.
and fly.
And she's like, okay, what are we spying on the neighbors now?
Yes.
That was the whole point of this conversation. That was why we were doing all of this.
Okay, so she like disappears from everybody's mind's eye at this point, and after
Okay.
taking one of the cameras.
And Lily's going to take the trackers, obfuscate, and put them on the cars.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you guys roll for it since we're ending at this point. So you guys
Okay.
put a camera in place, and you've got 4 bugs.
Yeah, Sophie's gonna really have a lot of fun with this. At least they're not homeless. They might look
Mhm.
homeless, but they're not homeless.
Not
So-
actually homeless.
They're not actually homeless.
Right.
Okay, so that's what we're going to end for the night, or for the day, I should say. Our next game on the schedule would be December 17th. Is that a yay or nay?
I am out of town.
Okay.
I'm here.
Looks good for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't we have the charity thing?
We do, but you know what? That's right. That is actually in the mornings. That would be around this time. So yeah, never mind.
Oh, okay.
So can't do that. Yeah, we've got the charity gig on December 17th. Thank you for reminding me about
Oh.
that.
All right.
So-
And the 2 weeks after that is New Year's Eve.
Right. So this is actually the last game then,
Till
And-
next year.
unless you guys want to play on New Year's Eve. I mean,
I don't have anything planned.
I
Oh,
don't
I
have
don't.
anything going on.
I'd be
TBD.
able to do that.
that'd be cool.
Okay.
Make it
Yeah,
a New Year's Eve special. So cool. So the next game then would be December 31st at same bat time, same bat channel.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Davy Jones. Some of us who live out here in Phoenix, we're doing a cosplay event for a group called Arizonans for Children. It's a fosters. They support foster kids in the area, and so we're going in costume so they can have a Christmas. They have a bunch of people in the system. The kids come, they get a meal, they get a bunch of presents, they have games at the site, and a DJ that plays music. It's a really fun event. So Brittany and I
That's
and some
cool.
other folks locally are going to be doing that.
Nice.
That's really cool.
So cool. So we will see you guys then. Our next other game would be scheduled next week. So that's
Yeah,
going
the
to be
9th.
Friday the 9th, which will be Ashland by night. And then on the 10th, that is going to be Modern Age Heroes at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So stay tuned for those. And thank you guys for everybody who stopped by and watched. You know, we had several people in here. Vancouver by Night stopped in again.
And follow.
Yeah, and a new follow. So we will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
All right.
Night.
Or good day.